you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very, very sad day in the world. It's a beautiful day in the Northeast because there's snow everywhere. It's actually ice coming down right now. But you know why we're upset. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into what can we do to get to that level. I don't know. I'm out of options. Connor Long joins me in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button. Turn it up. We are here to get you out of the funk of the shitty ass Patriots going to the Super Bowl. There probably will be some curses. I'll try to get them out before Connor gets here. Be right back after this. It's Blitz.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his promise, Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click the family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Always good when you can hear Blitz BK because that means the Nick Shine Show is on. Welcome, everyone. Hit the like button before we get started. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We've been having a lot of good growth on this channel lately. This month has been absolutely tremendous. We're up over 100 subscribers this month. Thank you to all of you in the chat who show up show after show supporting this channel. It means the world to me. You guys are the best. Couldn't do it without you being here. Hell yeah. Seeing some names in the chat. Metro, what's up, my brother? We got Maze, Allen. We got Lou B. What's going on, everybody? Incomplete. All right. I'm streaming the game on the laptop to the TV. So if you see me dipping over and taking a little peek, that's what's going on. Listen, I want Sam to win. I'm not going to lie. I think it would be tremendous if Sam Darnold goes on to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, to go from seeing ghosts. I'm rooting for the NFC. I don't care if it's Stafford. I think Stafford would be great if Stafford goes and gets a second Super Bowl, and next week he should get the MVP, in my opinion. He had a better statistical season than May. Excuse me. Still not 100% yet. Oh, wow. Wide open. Nice. Yeah, let's not cover JSN. All right, Rams. So there's a lot going on. I am coffeeed up. I haven't left the house today. I went out to the car early this morning because I left my earbud case in the car. That's the only time I've been outside all day. Ice coming down now here in central Jersey. There's about a foot of snow. And that's probably about 10 inches of snow, and then probably about an inch or two of ice where I'm at. So that's on top. Everything said, don't shovel the snow because then you'll just have a sheet of ice on the ground. So we're letting it finish before we start to do removal here at the house. And then probably by the time the show's over, I'll go out, do that, clean the car off, and then off to work at 10 o'clock tomorrow for premium pay. Let's go. So that's a little update of what's going on here uh, in the world of Nick Shine. Feeling a little better for those of you who know that I've been sick and under the weather. Kevin starts us off with a super chat. Says Allen took a cold shower after that game. Lies, Kevin. Allen doesn't shower. Why are you spreading lies about Allen? Thank you for the super chat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching the program, we have a raffle going on. Super Bowl Sunday, our Super Joe Namath raffle will be going off. So make sure you're in. It is Sunday. It's shine time in prime time. What does that mean? All raffle entries are doubled tonight. We did it last night because I was off for a week, not feeling well. But now that we're back, regular show Sunday night. Connor will be with me in a few minutes. And then we're going to do it again tonight. So $5 super chats and up. Gifted memberships will get your raffle entries doubled on the wheel. If we get to 20 raffle entries, if we get to 20 gifted memberships, we'll triple the raffles tonight. We'll reward you guys for being great contributors to the channel. So the more you guys gift, the more raffle entries you can earn. Let's get nuts on a Sunday. And let's try to get over this awfulness that is the New England Patriots. Now, this guy is young, but he's a football historian. He knows, he's wise beyond his years, ladies and gentlemen. I bring in the great shooting star in Jets content and just taking over the world. The Jets are maybe his launching pad to take over the world, and I'm blessed to be a part of it and get to work with him tonight. Honor, how are you, buddy?
Nick, appreciate the kind words, man. It's great to be with you. Appreciate you having me. Shout out to all of the shiners in the chat again. Thank you for the kind introduction. It's great to be with you, my friend. How you been?
Horrible, man. Today sucked. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it to you, kid. Today was awful.
Yeah. The snow.
Sean Payton.
Game, yeah.
How do you not have your assistants, meteorologist, someone telling you in the first half, hey, this weather is about to get awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a blizzard. It's going to be coming in sideways.
Yep.
Points in the first half are at a premium. Take this field goal, get up 2 scores, and that might just be enough to win this game because it's going to get really sloppy here. I think Sean Payton did typical Sean Payton stuff. He tried to outsmart everybody. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it blows up in your face. And we saw they couldn't kick a field goal. The multiple opportunities they got after that. And it really, really burned them and everyone who dislikes the Patriots like us. So give me your thoughts on that to start, man.
Yeah, 1,000%. Weather aside, I disagreed with the decision right away. Sure, they had momentum on their side. They already scored a touchdown, but let's not forget, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Jarrett Stidham is a backup quarterback. That is all he is. And in a game like that, you need to just win the game. It's not about scoring the most points. It's not about being pretty. It's not about trying to hang 40 on the Patriots. It's about just getting the job done. Whether the score is 10-7 or 40-7, just get the win, move on, punch your ticket to the Super Bowl, and stay alive. That is their mentality without Bo Nix. Weather aside, I disagree with the decision, right? Because a field goal or a touchdown would have made that a 2-score game. And look, I said it to my dad the second it happened. I was like, that could come back to burn them down the stretch. And it did just that. So, look, I disagree with the decision right away. And it came back to bite them. So, a really unfortunate turn of events that could have had an outcome way different because, any given Sunday, they win today, they're alive in the Super Bowl. Like, they not only do they get to the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, but they're also alive. So, man, it was rough. I thought the Broncos had a great year. I understand. I can understand why some people liked it. The Broncos have this great defense. They were on a roll. If you get another touchdown, all the momentum's on your side. But come on, just take the points. This was a chess match between Sean Payton and Mike Vrabel. I said it before the opening kick, and Sean Payton lost that chess match in large part due to his decision to go for it in that very situation.
Yeah, he when you're in a playoff game and your season's on the line, there's something to be said about being down by 2 scores. It changes your approach. It changes your play calling. It changes how you attack the game. It changes, do you bring pressure? Maybe you get burned because you're trying to take chances you wouldn't normally take. You apply the pressure. And I felt that at that moment, all of the pressure went back to the Broncos. And with a quarterback who hasn't played in a year and a half, you saw they couldn't handle it. Now, they did get
Mhm.
into field goal range a couple times, but they just didn't do enough. You can't leave it in bad weather to a field goal kicker. You get a 2-score lead,
No.
and you got to have your assistants telling you, man, we are half an hour away from a blizzard. We got to get points now because we don't know how the second half is going to play out. So it sucks for us. It sucks as Jets fans
Mhm.
to watch a team that, your entire life has pretty much been dominant and been a force.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's torture, man. It's absolute torture,
Yeah.
Connor. And I ask again every time we talk. I ask you, you sure about this? You sure about the Jet thing, or you're locked in?
We've made it this far, Nick. Why not
All
just
right,
hold it out?
I
I
respect
was
that.
thinking about it like a few minutes, literally a few minutes before I thought I was thinking. I was like, man, I've opened so many articles with the Jets are searching for their long-term answer under center, their long-awaited quarterback of the future. It's like, if they don't get it, well, when are they going to get it? That's the question, and that's
Yeah.
what has held them back. And I guess that could kind of be the transition to like what you want to talk about with the coaching staff and moving forward, things like that. Because man, I hate to be out on a head coach so early, but how do I trust Aaron Glenn to not only pick the right quarterback, but develop an ecosystem around that QB that allows him to have success right away, man? It's hard for fans, it's hard for analysts, reporters, anyone around this team to be fully bought into what Aaron Glenn wants to do. One, because nobody knows the plan. Two, because it's unraveled so many times and he fired 7 assistant coaches after just year one. And you could ask him today and he'll say that was not his plan. It was not his plan to fire their passing game coordinator, defensive line coach, quarterback coach, and linebackers coach all after year one. So
Yeah.
his plan, Nick, seemingly continues to change each and every single day. And I don't know
I
how
don't think he
fans will have
knows
hope.
his plan. The plan
Mhm.
has varied and deviated so many times. We're gonna win. All right, we're not gonna win. We're 0-7.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna trade our best 2 assets. We're gonna load up on draft picks, and then we're gonna try to win. Okay, Taylor gets hurt. Then you go to Cook. We're gonna leave Cook in because Cook gives us the best chance of losing. He didn't say that, obviously. That's what we
Yeah.
all knew, right?
Best chance
But
of
now-
winning, he said, which was comical.
But now you look at it and it's like, okay, every guy that I hired in my first opportunity, I'm getting rid of or demoting. Well, that says that you didn't do a really good job of putting a plan together and putting a staff together. So now Woody Johnson, who's been quiet, I'll give him credit. He stepped back. He's letting Muji and Glenn do their thing, which if they were successful, I would appreciate. But right now, I kind of don't. I'm on the fence about it, but I get it. I've called for Woody to be quiet, and I'm happy that he has been. But now when you're looking at it, Connor, you put your plan together, you put your staff together, now you fire them. Now you're going to say, hey, I need you to pay those guys that aren't here anymore. And now I'm going to bring in
Yeah.
other guys. We're going to give them multiple year deals. And then next year, you might have to fire me. And then you're going to have to pay a third set of coaches and assistants and staff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not even competing. We're not
No.
competitive. So I don't want to rain down negativity, but I think when you look at the Jets, you have to be realistic and you can't have all, marshmallows for clouds in the skies and sunshine and rainbows when you're talking about the Jets. You have to realistically assess what they are. And right now, the dumpster gets bigger, the fire gets larger, and I don't see anybody with a fire extinguisher. I don't see a fire truck with a hose. Connor, how do we get through this, man?
Dude, the Jets are betting on Aaron Glenn to be a significant outlier. There are so many stats that highlight how bad he was and how big of an outlier that he is entering year two to really get this team on track. The one that I really gravitate to is, I think 18 head coaches it is who have started 0-6 with a new team since 1980. And among those 18, only 4 have later led that same team to the playoffs. The top 3 recently, Zach Taylor with the Cincinnati Bengals, Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions, and Kyle Shanahan with the San Francisco 49ers. And then the example all the way back in time was Jimmy Johnson with the Cowboys. You could cross that one off the list because Aaron Glenn is not Jimmy Johnson. He's not a Hall of Fame head coach. He is not winning 2 Super Bowls. Also, the salary cap did not even exist by the
Shame
time.
on you, Connor. Look how tainted you are already, Ed. Are you 15 or 16 now?
14.
You're 14. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pipe down, man. How dare you with Aaron Glenn and his vision and his plan and the multitude
Apologies,
of ropes
folks.
that he has to choose from to keep all the Jets fans clinging on.
Don't let go of the rope, man. Don't
I-
let go of the rope.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
rope is on fire.
exactly.
Shout out to the big fella with a super chat. Says Jared Stidham, not an expert shovel passer. Not at all. Horrible. You just take the sack, man. Take the
Yeah.
sack. You don't put the ball out there like that. And the call was right. They got it wrong at first, but then the replay assist is like, no, you got to fix that. But shout
Mhm.
out to everyone here in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It's Sunday night. I'm here with Connor Long in prime time. $5 super chats, gifted memberships. They will get you on the wheel. It's Sunday, so everything is doubled. If we get to 20 gifted memberships, we will triple all raffle entries tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Mike D's Nuts starts us off. Says, "What's up, guys? Got to root for Sam now. Keep up the great work." Mike, thank you for the super chat. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Yes,
man. You know
sir.
how much I care about you, Mike. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it greatly. And yeah, Mike's right. Like I'm rooting for Sam, but I'm not going to be upset if the Rams win because I think the Rams can go punch the Patriots in the mouth and manhandle them. I really do. The
Yeah.
Patriots can't keep getting this luck. And the luck is the Chargers, both offensive tackles out. They blitzed them the entire game. Then you look at CJ Stroud, who was his first time ever stepping outside in the cold and completely forgot how to play football. And then
Mhm.
you look at today they play a backup quarterback who hasn't played in a year and a half in the biggest
Yeah.
game in the AFC. So the luck has to
Mhm.
run out. And I think if it's
Yeah.
the Seahawks or the Rams, I think that they can really manhandle the
Mhm.
Patriots in the big game. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yes, yeah. Also, Nick, add in the fact that they had the easiest strength of schedule on the entire regular season
In the last
as well.
26 years,
Yeah.
not just this
So
year, the last 26 years.
that's
The
a
Jaguars of 99, I believe, were the last time, or maybe 2000, were the last time that a strength of schedule was this week.
that's
So
a good
it's
call
just
out.
amazing.
Yeah, no, it's a great call out for sure. And I'm not here. Look, we obviously all hate the Patriots for the majority. We're Jets fans here.
Yeah.
But look, there's no denying that Drake May has had an incredible season. The competition, the level, that'll be questionable. But there is no denying that Drake May has had a resurgence this year. Really thrived under the coaching, under the guidance of Josh McDaniels, who's one of the best offensive coordinators in NFL history. And man, Mike Vrabel's a damn good head coach. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people overblow that. A lot of people were into Vrabel last offseason for the Jets because, oh, he's a proven guy. He's with the Titans. He brought him to the AFC Championship. That man is a strategist. There are few defensive-minded head coaches in the NFL who I really, really like. Mike Vrabel is one of them. Just his nuance and thought process each and every single game. It's really a joy to watch it for someone like myself who's really, really into the X's and O's aspect of being an NFL head coach. So he is such a strategist, and he is one of the best head coaches in all of football. So
He is.
I,
And something that he does that I really, really love and relate to is when he greets his players coming off the field or encourages them when they're going on. I've done that for years. Like I'm always greeting the defense when they come off. I'm encouraging the
Yeah.
offense when they go on. When we make our substitutions, I coach my nephew's third grade travel basketball team. So when the kids come out, we sub. I'll take the one
Yep.
group and go talk to them. My other buddy who I coach with takes the other group of 5, gets them ready. You're always trying to build up and encourage your players. And to see that that doesn't fall flat when you get to the highest level of football, I think it says something. Too many guys are buried in the play sheet and standing there and disinterested and detached from the team because they're trying to focus on things. And I think that you see Vrabel just take on that one of the guys mentality, right? Like that leader from being
Yeah.
a player and that leader on the field to now being that leader of the entire roster and on the sideline. I don't know, man. I don't like anything about New England. I really appreciate that as a coach, seeing the way he operates with his team. I think it's really encouraging to be a player and have that.
Yeah, for sure. And no matter who they play in the Super Bowl, that's going to be another battle between the coaches, whether it's Matt McDonald, whether it's Sean McVay, whoever it is, that is going to be a battle, man. Clint Kubiak, you look at some of the play designs that he has cooking over in Seattle and how he's really, really helped Sam Darnold this year. I think he's someone who's going to be one of the next killer head coaches in the league. So the NFL is in a really interesting spot from the coaching standpoint of it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the narrative that if the Jets went one and done with Glenn at the end of this year, that nobody would take the job. I think that is a nonsensical narrative that just doesn't make sense, Nick. It's one of 32 jobs. It's one of the highest paying positions in the NFL. Someone will take that job. Someone who is a good candidate will take that job. Forget the reputation about the Jets. If they went one and done with Glenn, the way candidates look at that job is, okay, it's a fresh start for me. It's an opportunity for me to become head coach for the first time. If you win in New York, it is like no other. If you are able to win with the Jets, it's second to none.
Yeah.
Might I add that they have over $90 million in projected cap space this year, 4 top 45 selections, 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years. So that narrative kind of ties into how the NFL coaching space is in an interesting territory right now. But that's what drove me crazy, Nick, that, if the Jets went one and done with Aaron Glenn, nobody is taking that job. Of course someone would, and it would be an appealing option.
Especially when you look at, like you mentioned, the money, and you look at the draft capital, and then you look at it as a head coach, like, wait, I'm never going to have an opportunity to put my imprint on a team like I am here. Has the past been bad? Sure. But you're giving me 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years. You're giving me 8 picks in the first 2 rounds. You're giving me in 27, $200 million is available right now. We can really bring in our guys. We can bring in our type of players. So I'm operating under the ideology of I got to see how free agency operates, right? And what I mean by that, Connor, and I would love your take on this.
Yeah.
If you're giving out 3-4-year deals, it's telling me that Glenn and Muji are here to stay. If it's a lot of what we saw last year, 1-year deals, where the money isn't tied up long-term, but you're spending it for this year to meet the minimum, it's kind of going to tell me, hey, it's a prove-it season for Glenn. Like, you got to produce this year because we're not giving you guys long-term because now we're going to have to deal with a changeover and changing of scheme and a new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. So the way the Jets attack free agency is going to tell me a lot about the organization's long-term plans, not so much Glenn's long-term plans.
Yeah, it's certainly a great point that you mentioned there. When you talk about their free agency strategy, I think a lot of people view this free agency class and say it is weak. It's certainly not the strongest group that I've seen over the past few years, but there are some names, whether it's a 3-4 year deal, whether it's kind of the 1-year prove-it deals that they gave out last year, there are guys that they can add to this roster who will make them better. They will make this roster better. Alex Anzalone, a linebacker, a name that I really, really like. If he shakes loose, you might have to overpay a little bit, but Kevin Byard with the Chicago Bears, if you're able to get him 2 years, $18 million, something in that range, you overpay a little bit, but you get someone who is among the top really defensive backs in the league in interceptions this past year, someone who's been around the block. The Jets need a
what?
Oh, an interception. One that the Jets
tell the chat. They might not know. They're Jets fans, Connor. Please explain. What is that?
It's when the quarterback throws a pass that falls into the hands of the opposing team. I know folks may not be familiar with that because
those are possible?
Not with the 2025 Jets. No.
So you're saying there's a chance we can get it next year? Perhaps,
Nick. Yeah, dude. Can't make it up. Offensively, a couple guys I like are Wan'Dale Robinson. I think there's a growing possibility that he's out with the Giants. He wouldn't have to move, could stay right in New Jersey, get a solid deal with the Jets. He could come in and be a playmaker right away in the slot. That gives you more flexibility with Garrett Wilson, doesn't force you to take a wide receiver so high in the draft. And a little bit of a cheaper option at receiver as well. Romeo Doubs set a career high in receiving yards and touchdowns this year. Just steady Eddie. You're looking at him and you're seeing someone who's going to get, I think, like a 4-year, $30 million deal, $35 million, something in that range. And that's a possibility I'd be open to, because if you're telling me you can have Garrett Wilson for 17 games, that unfortunately wasn't the case this year. And then you have Romeo Doubs also pouring in 600 receiving yards a year, and you add someone in the draft who can get you another 300. Man, that's a huge upgrade than Garrett Wilson's 395 receiving yards, second to Brees Hall. So yeah, not fun
Correct.
this
Well,
past year.
let me just add this little caveat to that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a free agent wide receiver, why would you even consider us right now? Right? Like, I know
Yeah,
money's
sure.
money. You can get paid anywhere. Normally, you want to maximize your value. You want to know who the quarterback's going to be. You want to know what the long-term plan is. You want to know that there's going to be a quarterback that you mesh with when you put pen to paper, that you can be there to build your 3-4 year deal with, and you can grow as a player and part of the plan. You don't get that right now with the Jets. Like, everyone knows the Jets are now tooling for the 2027 draft for the quarterback. We don't know who that's going to be. We don't know who this year's veteran quarterback is going to be. There's usually a pecking order with the quarterbacks, right? The big name will go first, whoever that may be. Last year was rare where Rodgers was like the last one, but I think everybody knew it was just a matter of time before he came. There was no hidden surprise, like, oh my God, he's a Steeler. It's like, it's official, he's a Steeler.
Yeah.
But normally they fall in place, the quarterbacks get slotted. Who is there to get excited about if you're a free agent wide receiver? We had the worst passing offense in the league. We got, or actually we had three teams worse than us. I would love, that's a great trivia question. If anyone in the chat can answer that question. The Jets were 29th in passing offense this year. Who was 30, 31st, and 32nd?
I think it was the Browns. Browns were, I think, dead last in the league.
Okay.
I think it was. I was looking at it the other day. I know the Browns were below the Jets. I could check right now. I know it was the Browns below the Jets. I don't know about. You said passing offense.
And now you're getting rid of. You had Fields, that didn't work.
Tennessee is there as well. Tennessee and Vegas. Yeah.
Really, we threw more than Tennessee.
Yeah.
Fields had a couple big games, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, with free agency, look, I understand that. If I'll kind of go free agent by free agent, Alex Anzalone on the defensive side of the ball has the connection to Glenn. He's kind of at the back end of his career. I think he's going to go where he's going to get paid the most money. I view him as like a CJ Mosley replacement. Look, he's not going to be the most dominant linebacker. He's not an all-pro anymore, but he's going to provide nuance in the film room. He's going to be a quality linebacker for this team. Sorry, I was looking at passing yards per game. That's where I had it wrong. So shout out to you, Villa. Thank you for that clarification there. And then when you talk about Romeo Doubs, Malik Willis is a free agent this year. He's someone who could certainly be in play for the Jets. He has the connection there. So, look, at the end of the day, the Jets are.
You don't think he's Miami bound with the coordinator?
Doubs?
Yeah, and Willis.
Who'd they hired? Slowick.
Didn't they hire a guy from Green Bay in Miami?
Oh, their head coach, Jeff Hafley. But I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about their offensive coordinator because they just got Bobby Slowick. I don't know, man. That quarterback situation is almost just as bad as the Jets, Nick. Like, between Tua not starting, like, you're looking at a situation where they might draft a quarterback as well, and the Jets have the higher pick, and they're going to have the top selection ahead of Miami, the quarterback. So,
Well, that's where you roll the dice, right? You roll the dice on a veteran. You structure his contract with incentives. And if it hits, and then you don't have to go draft a quarterback in the following year, right? You can extend it.
yeah.
The plan that we had for Fields, that never came to fruition. So there's
Because
a lot
Fields
of
was just that bad. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
With
know. When I look at the Jets, Connor,
Mhm.
I think this year might be worse than this past year that we just went through. And here's why. I think you just got to get better up the middle of the field, right? You got to get a defensive tackle, if not two. You got to get a stout defensive end. You got to get a middle linebacker. You got to get a safety or two, right? You need some depth back there. If you're going to run with Moore and let him play again, okay, great. But you're going to need depth back there. We don't have that right now. You're going to need a speedy nickel corner, someone who can cover those drag routes that teams like to exploit us with. Brownlee's very physical, sure, but he'll get ripped apart on drags underneath.
I know they call for a penalty every play as well.
Yeah, because he's going to be handsy and try to pull guys and get aggressive with them. Then you need a guard. You need a long-term center. You need the quarterback. You need a backup quarterback. You need possibly a running back if you lose Hall. You need another tight end. You need so much. And my plan this year is get good up the middle. If our draft goes a defensive end, a linebacker, a D tackle, and then an interior offensive lineman, I think we got better in the trenches. I think we got better at the line of scrimmage. And then next year, you can look to add your playmakers. You can look to add
Mhm.
that Simmons edge rusher. You can add the elite quarterback, right? You can add a wide receiver. You can get out of the Stevens deal and add a top cornerback if need be, who maybe fits your defensive scheme long
Yeah.
term. There's so many needs that we have. Pick something this year. Like, what good are playmakers if you can't get them the ball? We have a playmaker in Garrett Wilson. We can't get him the ball because we don't have the quarterback. Get good in the trenches. Make a dominant front seven. How fun would it be, Connor? 3rd and 2, we get a stop. We're off the field.
Yeah.
Instead of a 5-yard run, an easy RPO, or Josh Allen runs, takes a knee, or whatever quarterback you want to insert there. It would be nice to see us manhandle the offensive line. We went with this small pass rushing defensive line under
Yeah.
Salah. We got exploited in the run a lot. We gave up a lot of long conversions. If you're not getting home, you get bullied. I want to be the bully. I want to throw offensive line around. I want a guy like Bain. I want a guy like Banks at D tackle, McDonald. I want Sonny Styles at middle linebacker. I want to move Sherwood to off ball where he doesn't have to think and he can just run and cover tight ends and running backs and be a freak athlete at the position. We got to get good at something. Like, I would say start in the middle, because if you're good in the middle, then everything else on the outside has a better chance, right? So you can have an all-world running back. If you can't block for him, he's going to be useless. You can have an all-world safety, but if you can't do things right up front, we had an all-world corner in Sauce, right? Nothing. Because when you're not getting home, even he's going to get beat. So pick something and get great at it this offseason.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you tell me that the top free agent additions are Alex Anzalone, Kevin Byard, and Romeo Dobbs, and you sign, let's say, like a Malik Willis or someone like that to a 1 or 2 year deal, and you tell me your top picks in the draft are Ruben Bain, Sonny Styles, thinking of a wide, like a Casey Concepcion or like a Denzel Boston, and then insert a Trinidad Chambliss or Carson Beck with 44, something like that. I'd be thrilled, because then you're getting 3 really, really good players to help your team.
Yeah.
Getting Bain off the edge. You're getting Styles at middle linebacker, like you just spoke about. You're getting Concepcion in the slot. So I think you have to build the team, like you mentioned, defensively from the trenches all the way out. Offensively, man, I think the positives I think the selling point to Jets fans, for people who are looking for optimism, you called out all the holes, Nick, and you're right. This team has so many holes, but the good news is the Jets aren't in a position like the Saints last year, where they're all in the league cap space and they're above the cap and things like that. The Jets have a ton of money and they're going to be able to spend it, and they're going to be able to get some really, really good players in here. So I think that's the selling point to fans. Add in that you have 4 top 45 picks, and look, don't assume any of those are going to a quarterback. It would make a lot of sense for the Jets to do that, but at the same time, there is a world where they bypass that and say, shoot, we like Drew Aller, we're going to take him in the 6th round, and we're going to use the rest of our picks to really make this roster damn good. Roll the dice on Malik Willis or give Marcus Mariota a year, and that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, if the Jets win 8 games this year without drafting a quarterback, which I think is possible. Look, it would be hard to do with this head coach, but I don't think it's out the realm of possibilities. If they're able to build this roster correctly in the offseason and win 8 games with a Marcus Mariota, with a Malik Willis, a Mitch Trubisky, just throwing in random bridge names there.
That's
not
the guy. That's the guy.
Trubisky.
That's the guy. He made 1.2 or 2.1 million in Buffalo this year. Give him a chance. He's gone to the playoffs twice. Matt Nagy was his quarterback.
He's a winning record as a starter as well.
He does. He's got experience. Like, if that's a guy you want to bring in and give a shot behind a good offensive line, I'm okay giving him the Jameis Winston deal. Here's 2 for $12 million.
Yeah, exactly. And then you still
start. We'll give you $8 million this year to start with incentives. We'll give you $1 million for every win you get as a starter.
Exactly.
And you can make $8 million. That's it.
Yeah. Boom. Exactly. And then, like, you win 8 games with him. Like I said, it is not the worst thing in the world just because, you didn't win with a quarterback that you took number 33 overall. It's not the worst thing in the world. Say your pick shakes out in that case, like 12th or 13th overall. The good news, folks, the Jets have 3 first-round picks next year. So if they are in love with Dante Moore at the top of the draft, if they are in love with an Arch Manning or something like that, they already have the team around them, and then they're in the position where they can be a quarterback away. That's why I was against the narrative. Oh, the Jets should sell the house for Joe Burrow. The Jets should sell the house to trade up 2 spots for Fernando Mendoza. This team isn't a quarterback away. Like, the Jets need these assets, and if they're allocated properly, this team could be a quarterback away when we're having this same conversation, Nick, on January 25th, 2027. Or if they screw these picks up, if they don't use this cap space properly, we're sitting here on January 25th, 2027, talking about this is a full teardown, year 1 of a new head coach and a new GM potentially. So this is truly a make or break offseason for the Jets.
Now, I'm petrified that Wink Martindale's in New Jersey right now. Petrified.
So am I.
I'm petrified that knowing the storm was coming, both sides said, yeah, come on, get here on Saturday so we have all this time together. I'm petrified about it. But I will say this. I am Team Bane. I said, I want a very physical, I want a physically dominant, imposing physical forces all over my front seven, right? But if Wink becomes our defensive coordinator, a guy who likes to blitz, a la like a Rex, it screams Arvell Reese. And I think if Wink is the DC, that him and Glenn will fall in love with Reese and how they can maneuver him and how they can free him up as part of the blitzing scheme. Give me your thoughts on the defensive coordinator, and then give me your thoughts on that and what route you think they go with said defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work on this DC search, really following back to even before the season ends. I put out a tier list, like where all 8 guys that they initially interviewed rank. The only guys I had below Wink, I had Wink in my D tier. 2 guys I had in my F tier were Jim O'Neill and Chris Harris. Chris Harris is actually a finalist for the job. Yeah. As funny as that is.
The guy who led the secondary that did not have an interception. Did I say that right? Interception? They did not have an interception the entire season, and he's an up-and-coming star and a finalist for your defensive coordinator after leading the worst secondary in the history of football.
Yeah, they ranked dead last in pass defense DVOA as well. It was disastrous. That makes no sense. And the third finalist, Durante Jones, I happen to really like. I have him in my B tier behind only Jim Leonard, so really my number 2 option. But Wink, hiring Wink Martindale tells me that Aaron Glenn did not learn his lesson from what happened a year ago by hiring Steve Wilks. Bringing in someone
hiring a retread that got fired everywhere, and now you're going to hire a retread who gets fired everywhere. Like,
not only that, like Wink was a great football coach. There's no doubt about that. He was a tremendous coach. There's a reason he's had 3 stints as a defensive coordinator at the NFL level. There's no doubting that. I'm not bashing on Wink Martindale and taking away from what he has done throughout his coaching career, but he's a Rex Ryan. He's a Steve Wilks. You got to leave that in the past. The Jets and the NFL are evolving, and that is not someone the Jets should be trying to cling on to. His Michigan defenses have struggled mightily against ranked opponents. They allowed over 30 points per game against teams in the top 25. This past year allowed over 400 yards per game against those opponents as well. His last 3 years in the NFL, his defense is ranked bottom 10 in DVOA. So look, this is someone who hasn't had success in the NFL in quite some time, and similar to the head coach narrative about if the Jets were to go one and done with Aaron Glenn, it is absolute nonsense that the Jets couldn't get someone good to take this job. That's nonsense. Maybe they're not attracting a Christian Parker, Raheem Morris, or Jonathan Gannon. That's fair. But someone is going to take that job, not named Wink Martindale. Someone who's an upgrade over Wink Martindale. Similar to head coach, it's 1 of 32. The pay is great. And after Glenn made these sweeping changes, the DC is going to be able to come in and pretty much build his whole staff. So someone would take that job. A DeMarcus Covington would take that job. And Ephraim Banda would take that job. Durante Jones, now that Brian Flores is going back to Minnesota, I think would take that job. Yeah. So, look, I don't think it's a
coaching job. That's their dream, to become a head coach. And like I said, it's not a sexy job in terms of the history, in terms of the current state. But there's not a team with a sexier future than the Jets with the draft capital and the money. And that's just the truth of it. Whether they execute this properly is to be determined. And we've mentioned the 27 draft. Obviously we have those 3 first-round picks. I've gotten Charles Gorman to commit to one more year of rooting for the Colts because they won one game since he went over there. They don't have a quarterback either. Jones will probably out for the majority, if not the entire year. So we need the Colts to stink just as bad as we do. How about that if the Jets end up with the first and second pick next year? Us and the Colts, worst two teams in football. And then
Imagine
Dallas
that.
comes in about the 8th pick. And we have 3 top 10 picks next year. And then you go get
Yeah.
Arch, Jeremiah Smith, and then you get Simmons the edge. And you just put 3 absolute blue chip superstars on this team. But this year, this is your building block. This is where you get your D tackle. This is where you get your linebacker, your safety. This is where you get a physical edge, right? And then if you move on from Will and you move on from Jermaine, next year you go get your monster pass rusher to pair with your quarterback, right? Or you go get that elite receiver to give the quarterback every opportunity. But this is the year that you got to get the meat. You got to get
Exactly.
your base. You got to get your offensive line finished. You got to get, if you're going to replace Simpson, okay, go get that guy, Basantis from A&M in round 2, or Pregnant from Oregon. Go get one of those guys, plug in your left guard, and now you got your tackles. You extend Tittman this offseason. You got your guards in place. I'm okay with Myers for one more year, right? Like, Myers wasn't awful. We were a top 10 rushing team. I don't know if we fell out of the top 10 with the last week. But
They finished 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your top 10 rushing attack with all of those guys together. Now, in 27, with the second round pick, you go get your center, right? You take your quarterback, your receiver, a D end or a corner, or a playmaker. And then in round 2, hey, we're going to get a center. Now we got our whole offensive line locked in with a young quarterback. Some of them are in year 3, 4. Tittman would be 5. But now you really have the makings of a team that can come together, that can grow. There's continuity on the offensive line, right? Hey, if Myers keeps getting better, if he's your worst offensive lineman, it's not bad. I lived through days of Wayne Hunter at right tackle. I've lived with Brent Giacomini at right tackle. So
we've seen Greg Van Rotten. We've seen George Fant. We've seen it
Greg Van Rotten when he was most rotten, not when he went to Buffalo and then the Raiders and got like less rotten and almost like Pro Bowl level, I believe. There's substance here, right? There's substance with the offensive line. I can't remember, Connor, the last time I looked at a mock draft and didn't have to worry about offensive tackle. We got that going for us. All right. We got Bembo, we got Olu. We're good. And the problem with this team, and I've broken this down a few times, since 2018, first round pick on Sam, 21, first round pick on Zach, trading assets for Rodgers. Now you're going to have to go next year again. 4 times in a decade, you tried to go after a quarterback. You went for Becton. You went for AVT. You went for Olu. You went for Membu. 4 times within a decade, you've gone for offensive tackle. That's 8 times you've tried to hit. Some teams do it once and hit. Patriots had to do it twice. Mac Jones and then May. But you're missing now another playmaker wide receiver. You're missing a stud defensive tackle. You're missing a dominant D end. You're missing a middle linebacker. You're missing all these other positions because you focus so hard on getting quarterback and tackle right, and we still don't have the quarterback right. So the Jets' failures and their inability to lock down 2 of the most important positions in football has cost them from adding premium talent across the roster. So this year, these first 4 picks, add premium talent. Just add the premium talent. And then you can build your structure and you can sprinkle in your free agents and you can let the free agents be the gravy. But your meat and your potatoes has to be the draft. Build these guys up. Get these guys in here. Let them be major contributors from day one and let them be your identity of the future. And I hope to God Aaron Glenn figures it the heck out because I don't want to change all these guys after 1 year. I'm hoping. I don't know how he's going to do it. I'm rooting for him because anyone who wears this name, I root for. Whether I like them or not, I'm going to root for you to do your best because I want to be happy. I'm tired of being miserable. I'm tired of turning away tickets. I'm tired of looking at $30 for a ticket and be like, that's too much. I'm not going to that game. That's not worth it. I'm burning money. You know, I'm tired of looking at a $40 parking pass and saying it's not even worth getting in the lot to go to this. I want to see a team that competes. I want to see a team that is good in the trenches, Connor. And we're not there. And I think if you're good at the trenches, you can get your interceptions on the back end. I think your linebackers can run and make plays on the ball easier. I think you can get home with your blitzes if you have a D
Mhm.
tackle who, if Briggs this offseason becomes your worst defensive lineman instead of your best, I think that's a tremendous offseason. If you add a
Mhm.
McDonald and a Bain, and then you have Jermaine, and then you sprinkle in Will as your Arvell Reese, who can be your
Yeah.
off-ball guy blitzing, and you can get creative with him. Now you can open up a lot of
Mhm.
things. Now you can apply pressure on the back end. It's hard to cover when you know it. Oh man, we're not going to get home on this. I'm going to have
Yeah.
to cover for 4 seconds. So
Yeah.
just like I keep saying, man, get good at something. For the
Mhm.
love of God, Connor.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was talking to Antonio Cromartie about this a couple weeks ago, and
Good interview.
about
Good
thank you.
interview. I
I
didn't message
appreciate
you.
it.
Very good interview. I enjoyed that.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Nick. And what he was telling me, I was talking about like what made that 2010 team so special. Because obviously that was the last time that this organization went to the playoffs, as crazy
Yeah.
as that is. And he pretty much told me, Connor, we had all pros as our starters, and we had backups who were starters, and we had third string players who were backups. That's the way the Jets need to view this roster building experiment. And they have the ammunition to do just that with all the draft picks, with all the cap space. Now, the good news, folks, as it pertains to the offensive line, it's a lot easier to find a good guard than a really, really, really good tackle. So the Jets have the premium position, in my opinion, banged out at right tackle and left tackle. You could say they have center banged out as well because Joe Tippmann is a damn good center. He's more than serviceable. He's a top 10, top 12 center in the league, in my opinion. So, if you really need to, you could put him back at center. And then guard, you could draft someone in the second or third round. You could try to build it that way. Or, you could go the free agency route. AVT, bringing him back on a 1-year prove-it deal is something that really, really, really entices me. I think would make a lot of sense. 1
I'm
year, $8
opposite.
million. You're opposite.
I'm
Why?
opposite because I think this year was the prove it year. I think picking up the 5th-year option and not extending him right away, this was the, "Hey, prove to us you could stay healthy." He's 60% of his career. He hasn't made it past Halloween. This year, he didn't even make it to Labor Day.
Mhm.
So, I can't in good conscience give you money, and people are saying, "Oh, give him $5,000,000." He's effing talented. He's gonna get paid if he hits the market. I don't think
Fair.
he's gonna come back here for $5,000,000. I think here's the thing: we're gonna be damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we sign him, he'll get injured. If we let
Yeah.
him go, he'll be all world wherever he goes, and then we'll look foolish again because that's just our luck. But I can't hold a roster spot or a starting position to a guy that can't play. And when he plays,
Well,
he's great. His leadership is great, but your best ability is availability. And you saw this year with
yeah.
the offensive line how good they were. There's
Mhm.
coincidence they started every game together. We had a
Yeah.
lot of time to pass. We had
Mhm.
3.5 seconds to throw the ball in most games. We 7th in the rush. We get better quarterback play. I don't think you need to tinker too much with it. Simpson's penalties worry me. If you give Simpson a 2-year, $26 million deal, am I going to be upset? No, because you got money you have to spend. But exactly, I'm not going to be
Yeah.
like end of the
Yeah.
world, flip the table. But if that's your fallback option, if you let him go test the
Mhm.
market and he doesn't really get anything, and he comes back and you give
Yeah.
him 2 for 22 with a 3rd-year option or something, you know what I mean? Like where it's not guaranteed
Yeah.
for the 3rd year, I'm not going to be irate. But I would much rather, like I said, get better. Get me a guard. Get me Pregnon or
Yeah.
DeSantis, or get me one of the guys, one of the centers, Lou Auburn or Lou from Alabama. I forget where Lou is from. Pow. I'm
He
looking.
is
I'm looking. Connor Lou's from
from
Auburn. Another interior offensive
Connor
lineman.
Lou from Auburn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it, just get me better. Finish that spot. Finish the line. I don't know,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
But I
I
can't give it to AVT and then not take a guard in the draft. Then he gets injured, and then
well,
it's Xavier Newman starting games, and now we're back to having a
yeah.
massive hole on the line because we got burnt for the 4th time.
My pushback was my plan. Suppose they were to bring AVT back is,
Yeah,
I think he could come back on $10 million. I think Spot Track has his value like $12 million. I don't think he's gonna get that much. I think you're looking in the 8 to 10 range for him. You could sign him to that deal, have him compete with a DJ Campbell from Texas, a Basantis from A&M, a Pregnon from Oregon, like you spoke about. Even if you want to go really high in the second round, Ione from Penn State. Look, there are options, and you have those two fight it out in camp, AVT gets injured. Okay, it's only $8 million in a year where you have over $90 million in cap space. You're bringing a guy back who has a first round pedigree. And look, suppose he does get injured, you have a top 75 pick starting for you there. So I agree. You can't go all in on AVT and say, we're giving him this, and he's going to be our starter no matter what. And Greg Van Roten or Jake, not Greg Van Roten, Xavier Newman or Jake Hansen, whoever the backup is your fallback option there. So I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, Eli says Sam Darnold might go to a Super Bowl before Josh Allen, before Lamar Jackson. It's remarkable. I'm happy for Sam, and I
Yeah.
have it queued up. I have the picture ready. I have the video ready when Sam Darnold sang "Happy Birthday" to my daughter when she was 8 years old. His rookie year, they met, and I took the kids
Love
to
it.
I Play America to meet him, and we're fans for life. Even my daughter's like, "I'm rooting for Sam." She's like, "Why would I root for anyone else?"
Yeah.
So
He's a great
it's, uh,
dude. It's disappointing it didn't work out. The only pushback that I do have, and again, Sam's a great player. I'm rooting for Sam. People who say, "Oh, the Jets sold that situation." Look, that's a debate that can go on for hours, but I just don't think it was going to work in New York between
Yeah.
coaches, the lack of weapons, and there are other teams that gave up on Sam as well. The
Yeah.
Vikings even last year, the 49ers, the Panthers. The Panthers had
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold on their roster.
The Vikings won 13 games with him and said, "Nah, we're
Yeah.
good. We're better off without you."
And then they didn't even make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, real quick. Curly says Pats aren't that good, huh? Yeah, they beat the Chargers with missing their offensive tackles. They beat C.J. Stroud, who had 5 turnovers in the game and never stepped out in the cold before. And then they had a Denver kicker miss multiple kicks, and their coach, yeah, come on, dude. They scored what, 10 points? Stop it.
Mhm. I don't know if they would have
No,
beat the
they're not good.
Jaguars.
It's a weak AFC. Said this the whole season. The AFC is weak, and you see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thanks
no,
for
I
showing up,
agree.
though, Curly. Hit the like button. Everyone
wanted to-
hit the like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're here with Connor Long. I'll drop his link in the chat in a
Appreciate
few
you.
moments for you guys to go subscribe to as well. It's Sunday. It's shine time. Raffle entries are doubled. $5 super chats and up get you on the wheel. Gifted memberships. Everything's doubled. If we get to 20 gifted memberships, we'll triple all raffle entries tonight, folks. Excuses are like assholes. They show up in the chat to say, "I told you so." Interesting analogy there, Curly. Timing is perfect. No, Curly. I can't imagine going to the Super Bowl. Words hurt. Put your phone down. Stop typing.
Boom.
Respectfully, of course. Thank you. After
Love
you hit
it.
the like button.
Yeah, Nick, I wanted to ask your thoughts actually. I did non-Jets related on Grant Udinsky from the Jaguars and him getting head coach consideration after 30 years old, by the way. Nothing against Grant Udinsky in particular, but the guy is 30 years old and spent 1 year under one of the best offensive coaches in the league in Liam Cohen, who was a non-play calling offensive coordinator, and he's already getting head coaching looks and becoming a finalist for jobs, man. I know a lot of people are torn. I want to get your thoughts. I was thinking about it earlier today, man. I just don't see it.
I think it's a copycat league. And I think when you show success and you have the offensive-minded head coach and you're the offensive coordinator, they think you're taking everything with you that guy possesses. And you see it. Matt Patricia got that because he worked under Bill Belichick, right? Like there is that ideology of that. If you are
Stanovich is
under the
getting it with
successful
LaFleur.
guy, you are going to be just as successful. Josh McDaniels for years, right? Goes to Denver, horrible. Went to Vegas, horrible.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. Who Josh McDaniel. Josh
McDaniel
McDaniels is the Patriots offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, no, but I said
Okay.
Mike McDaniel as well with
Yeah.
Shanahan in San Francisco.
Robert Saleh. We plucked him. We thought it was just going to equate to instant success because he's been the coordinator on a successful team. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, And I just think that in the copycat league, when you see teams turn it around, they think, "Oh, that guy was part of that. He can bring that to us, and we need that." And when you're firing your head coach, you're normally a team with in desperation. You want that quick turnaround. So you might want to believe in it more than it's actually there. Basically what we do as Jets fans on the regular.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I
Alright.
get it. When you
Yeah.
do show success, you are gonna be a hot commodity. You are gonna be the hot name. You are gonna be the buzz name out there for teams to really to look at.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was just intrigued because I'm always weary of non-play calling offensive coordinators because that typically means that a mastermind of a head coach
Agreed.
is in there. And look, what is the difference between someone who's kind of second fiddle to a Liam Cohen? Another name who I've heard is Declan Doyle with the Bears as their OC, second fiddle to Ben Johnson. So I'm always weary of those guys. We haven't really seen one get a fair shake as of late, like a non-play calling offensive coordinator. I think Adam Stenovich with the Packers, who's gotten a lot of consideration over the past couple of years, will get a head coaching job soon. And I'm intrigued to see how that works out. I was just curious to hear your thoughts on that because I know it's a polarizing
Yeah,
topic
and I
around
always
here.
said this about Eric Bieniemy. Number 1, you could be a bad interview. That's always a possibility, right? Like, we don't know what happens during the interview process. You could just be a bad interview. You could be a good
Mhm.
coach, but not be an awful interview, right?
Yeah.
Also, we know Andy Reid is the brains of that offense, and you
Mhm.
basically, as the offensive coordinator, laminate the play sheets for him and make sure that his Sharpie is fresh for to do his little markings during the game. So, when you are not the play caller, it's tough to get a read on who you are and what. Oh, hold on a second. Wow, so Leonard is open. All right, Clancy. Oh, I thought Clancy had news on Leonard. Damn it.
Yeah, no, I
He
was
got very excited. I
yeah.
paused my thought and I saw, wow, Leonard. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, because the Giants hired Denard Wilson
Yes.
and the Packers, of course, went with Jonathan Gannon. So
Yeah. So
that
Leonard's
opens
still
the
out there.
door. Yeah, he's
You
still
know,
out
and
there.
maybe them losing today, a quick little segue here. Maybe the
Yeah.
Broncos losing is perfect timing, and Aaron Glenn can reach out and say, "Hey, why don't you come home? Woody wants you back here. We want you back in the building. We want to give you the opportunity to run this defense. We have all these draft picks. Come build this."
Yeah. So maybe you're not looking at Wink Martindale and Frank Reich, who I think it would be even worse than Wink Martindale in
I mean,
Frank
Frank
Reich.
Reich might be
Yeah.
our best option to play quarterback, not coach the
Yeah.
quarterback, Hunter.
Dude,
I mean,
that
Frank
would
Reich is had one of the greatest games ever back in the early '90s.
yeah, he
Jim
won the
Kelly was
Jets their
out.
only game that year in '96. It was, I believe, when they went 1-15. He won
Yes,
the Jets their only game that year.
but before that, he won a playoff game Jim Kelly was injured for, and they were
Hmm.
down like 30 to nothing or 35 nothing against Houston and Warren Moon's Houston Oilers back when Houston were the Oilers. That's how long
Yeah.
back we're going, Connor.
So
And Frank Reich was the quarterback to lead that tremendous come. Yeah, Frank Reich, who knows, man? I
yeah,
know it's been 30 something years, but we need a quarterback.
yeah. 64-year-old Frank Reich, third round. I think it was 85 draft, third round out of Maryland. Why not? Why not roll the dice on him too? Sign him a 1-year prove it deal. Give him the Fields deal. Give him 2 years, $40 million. Probably would have put out a similar product.
Yeah. So let me ask you,
Yep.
who do you think ends up? All that being said, who do you
Hmm.
think ends up? Now, who do you want? Who do you think ends up as the defensive coordinator?
Who do I want? Jim Leonard, Durante Jones are my top two choices. If I had to
Who do you
say,
think gets the job?
okay, who do I think? I think it's Wink Martindale. I think Wink
Yeah.
Martindale's they need each other in that way. The Jets and Martindale. The Jets aren't a super attractive opening. Again, they could get someone better to take the job, but at the same time, Wink wants to come back to the NFL. That's obvious. He spent the past 2 seasons at Michigan. He wants to be back in the league. Man, I worry schematics aside as well. Look at what happened with him and Dable with the Giants and how that flamed down with the egos and things like that. Aaron Glenn's a very egotistical guy, and they hire him. It not only shows that they haven't learned from Steve Wilkes, but Woody Johnson, this organization, they like guys that motivate them in the interview process, that make them want to run through a brick wall, not so much strategy, not so much schematics. So, look, I think it would be a worrisome hire for the organization. I hope they pivot, and I hope I'm wrong with that
Yeah.
prediction. But if I had to put money on it, I'd say Wink Martindale's the next defensive coordinator of this team.
And it's just a matter of time before, to reference the Oilers again, back in the day, Rex's dad, Buddy Ryan, got
Hmm.
into a fist fight on the sideline with Evan Gilbride, the offensive coach at the time with the Oilers. And I just see Wink and doing the same shit. I see him blaming everyone else. I don't think this is my reason and my thought process with not bringing in Rex Ryan when you're Aaron Glenn. You don't bring in a bigger persona than you are as the head coach. You bring in
Yeah.
personalities and people that you want underneath you
Mhm.
and who can, I don't want to say toe the company line, but know their role, basically.
Yeah.
And if you're bringing in that grand persona and it's going to be a disaster, it's pouring gasoline and you have the match in your hand and it's just a matter of time before it drops.
Well, I think Aaron Glenn's brand is part of the issue as well. I talked with Robbie Sabo yesterday on a podcast for about like an hour, and I think he made a great point that I kind of want to reference about Charles London. The main reason the Jets hired him, Aaron Glenn had this preconceived notion ahead of the season what he wanted this team to be. An old school team with a smash mouth identity
Yeah.
that's just going to run the ball down opposing teams' throats. It's not a passing lead. The Eagles won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. And I think Robbie made a great point. Like, what's the brand of the Rams? What is the brand of the Chiefs? What is the brand of the Baltimore Ravens? These are guys that kind of just let the team unfold, see what happens, and then evaluate. Glenn had this preconceived notion entering the year what he wanted this team to be that parlayed into him signing Justin Fields, that parlayed him into kind of building his coaching staff this way. And tied back to the defensive coordinator role, again, we spoke about it earlier on in the show. This isn't the most appealing opening. No one's arguing that. Someone would take this job and they would get someone better than Wink Martindale. Aaron Glenn is supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach. He was the Vikings DC for 4 years. He turned it around, blah, 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 blah. Get it to Marcus Covington in here, who's 36 years old, who had a failed stint with the Patriots under Gerard Mayo. However, there was no talent on that unit, and he continues to be a rising name in the coaching space. Bring him in. And Glenn, you call plays for year one. You help Covington build his defensive staff. You call plays in year one. And then year two, if you're in a good position, you hand those duties over to DeMarcus Covington. And then he is your play calling DC. So the Jets have a defensive-minded head coach. Like, what is he doing here? He should be equipped to call plays if need be. And that is where I get worried about Wink Martindale, man. Calling plays, the league is turning away from aggressive blitzers. I think that's why Aaron Glenn didn't have as much success down the stretch with Detroit, because him, Martindale, Flores, those are the main three guys who blitz all the time. And the NFL is starting to turn in the other direction.
Yeah. Shout out to Alan, who says he wants guys 27 and younger. All right, Alan.
Is he talking about DC or free agency?
Personal life? I don't know, Connor. Alan is Alan. We let Alan be himself, Connor. You've talked to Alan. Alan told me to ask you this earlier, and if I'm gonna bust his balls, I got to give and take. Alan told me to ask you who broke the Micah Parsons trade.
It's a funny story. I actually forgot about that. I saw that chat earlier. I forgot about it, but now that I think back, I was live the night that Parsons got traded, and at the top of the show, Alan put a comment in the chat suggesting what the deal would be and saying it would happen later that night. And literally like 20 minutes later, it happened.
So he didn't break it. Like he predicted and then it happened. Okay.
Yes, he predicted it. Alan, correct me. I'm sorry if I forget. I don't know if it was the exact deal. If it wasn't, it was very, very close, but it definitely could have been the exact details. So yeah, shout out to Alan there for sure.
All right.
He's a crystal ball.
So many doomsday futuristic scenarios that maybe one of them will hit. I wish he would predict the Jets getting good.
Maybe it happens.
I will take that one. Alan, I praise you if you start predicting that, Alan. That would be a nice little turn of events. So
I love it.
All right. Right now, I know you do a lot of draft work. I know you do a lot of prep work. Are you going to the Senior Bowl?
No, not this year. I'm not going to the Senior Bowl this year. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to do it in like 2 years, 2027.
It's amazing because you're not even a senior in high school yet. And you're like, yeah, we're not going this year. Huh? Too busy. Couldn't clear out my schedule. I
wish I could, but unfortunately I can't make it. But it's gonna be interesting. The Shrine Bowl's already going on, and then Senior Bowl, Combine, Pro Days.
So we got the whole 9 years. Because now with the playoff and it going so late, it's like, okay, the game's over. All right, you don't even get to go celebrate.
Yeah.
You gotta go right.
Well, that's why I don't know. I've spoken to a few people. I don't know if Elijah Surratt is going to be down in Mobile because he just won the national championship, almost a week ago today, 6 days ago. He won the national championship. So at that point, like, you played that deep into the season. Do you really want to turn around? Like, the Senior Bowl was mostly for guys who went to not smaller schools, but played at schools who didn't make the college football playoffs, hadn't played in a couple months, want to dust off the pads, get out there, play in front of scouts, play in front of 30 of the 32 GMs, and try to up their draft stock. So I think it's different for the national championship guys. But yeah, dude, I'm really looking forward to, what is it? I think of like 4 months from now. It's kind of like night 1 of the draft, February, March. 3 months from now, we're looking at night 2 of the draft on the dot. So man, I'm hype. I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen. And the draft process can be a little lengthy at times, but I'm never gonna complain about talking draft, man.
All right. No trades.
Yep.
Give me your dream scenario. Realistic, of course. Our
Mhm.
first 4 picks.
Ruben
What's
Bain.
Okay.
Yeah, Ruben
I'm on
Bain at
board.
number 2.
I'm on board.
Kind of break it down at the end. I'll say Ruben Bain at number 2. 16 is where it gets dicey, because then you go to the direction of, oh, do you want to take a quarterback? Do you want to take a receiver? I think that's a debate that, and polarizing opinions that a lot of people have. But I'll say, for the sake of this exercise, Ruben Bain, Denzel Boston with the first 2 picks. And then for 33 and 44, I'll say CJ Allen from Indiana at 33.
Georgia.
And Indiana. Oh no, Georgia. That's what I meant. CJ Allen. Dude, I'm getting those schools mixed up now with all those guys going to the playoffs. Yeah, CJ Allen, Georgia at number 33, and then at 44, Trinidad Chambliss. I'll say, for the sake of this exercise, I'll throw a quarterback in there. I understand.
And I get it, right? Like, if you're going to take a chance on a quarterback, your 4th pick in a year, normally your 4th pick would be round 4, maybe some later than that. But with your 4th pick, that's where you kind of take the chance. But I don't know, man. I can't do the small quarterback. He's got too many Zach Wilson, Johnny Manziel tendencies where he bubbles around and runs out. Listen, he beat my Georgia Bulldogs, Connor. He played a tremendous college game. But the transition to the NFL game is what really worries me. And our inability to develop a quarterback has me petrified to take a quarterback that would need a lot of development for the pro game.
That was kind of like a placeholder. You could say he's not someone I'd be opposed to. I'd not be throwing my hands up. Like the quarterbacks in that range, I'd say like him and maybe I think 44 would be a little early for Carson Beck. I think if they don't get any quarterback in the first round and Ty Simpson isn't sitting there for you at 33, I would not do it. I just, man.
If anything, they would bump up into the late 30s if Simpson starts to slide. If they wanted to go get a quarterback, I don't want it. Yeah, Clancy, 100%. I would rather trade up from 103 and bump up, or if you don't trade back, obviously, and get a pick in that late 2, early to mid 3. I think that's a place where Nussmeier could fall. And I would rather take Nussmeier, who had all of the talk about being a top, if not the top pick, and bring in a guy that maybe had a bad year instead of the guy that needs to learn how to be that pocket passer quarterback. I would rather take the guy that had the down year than the guy that you got to teach.
Well, in that case, you could throw Cade Klubnik's name into the ring. He had a down year as well.
You might be able to get him at 103. You might not have to.
Dude, exactly. Drew Aller in the 5th is a possibility that I really, really am intrigued by, because it's going to take him some time to recover from that injury. Yeah. But at that point, you're just throwing, crap against the wall and trying to see what sticks. If you miss on him, it's a day 3 pick. If you're able to, if he gives you something over training camp and you maybe you bring in a veteran like Trubisky and you start him the first 8 games and kind of pass the baton over to Aller and you see something, maybe it doesn't stop you from, it wouldn't stop you from drafting a quarterback high. But at the same time, you'd say, okay, maybe we got something here, more of like someone who could be a conventional starter's long-term backup for us. So, I mean, I think if you don't take a quarterback in the first round and Simpson isn't there right away, in night 2, I would not take one until day 3.
I'm hoping to God Pittsburgh takes Simpson. That we pass on him at 16. Pittsburgh takes him. I'm not a Simpson
that would be a
guy
great fit.
All.
That would be Look, Simpson's polarizing. I think he's a super quick processor. I think I'm not saying you do this, Nick, but I think a lot of people like to buy the kind of pick and choose which narrative with each quarterback. Mendoza, oh, I don't care about the stats. Look at how great he slings the ball. But then, ooh, Simpson doesn't put up the gaudy numbers that Mendoza does. I want to stay away from him. Simpson's supporting cast was not good this past year at Alabama's receivers had among the highest drop rating.
Alabama flattened out on their talent pool once other teams started paying players also. When they were one of the few teams paying players, everybody went there.
Yep, most definitely. And
Oh.
I get the narrative that, he started, I think 15 games it has been at the college level. So I understand why fans are concerned about that as well. And look, I'm not sitting here and saying Ty Simpson at number 2 overall. I'm simply saying if the Jets are looking to take a quarterback in the second round, he would be realistically their best option at 33. But the fit with Pittsburgh, I really, really do like. Having him battle it out with Will Howard over the summer, I think those are two guys with very, very similar skill sets who would mesh well together. I'm in a camp competition in the same quarterback room. So I do see that as a natural fit, man. There are a lot of quarterback needy teams and not a lot of quarterbacks. You're looking at the board and teams that could take the quarterbacks, the Jets, Raiders, of course, the Cardinals at 3 certainly aren't out of the picture. The Browns at the Browns at 6, man. They're the Bengals. What is their future with Joe Burrow? The Dolphins at 11. Man, there are a lot of teams. Minnesota, what do they do with McCarthy and the future there? Pittsburgh, of course, that we just spoke about, the Eagles and Jalen Hurts at 23, man. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of surprise teams that I think could be taking a quarterbacks in a very thin quarterback class.
Yeah. This comment has to go up. Go Woodbridge Broncos. Yes, absolutely. Now I don't know who this player is, but if you want, reveal yourself. If not, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. So double down asks, who are my 4 picks?
Okay.
I want that nasty front 7. Give me Bain, give me Styles, give me Banks falling to 33, and then give me Basantis, give me the guard or Pregnon at 44.
So you're going all trenches, and then one linebacker. Okay.
Give me, yes, get cute in free agency. Get a safety, a veteran safety. Get a veteran wide receiver to come in for a year, like a Josh Reynolds type to go with Mitchell and Mechie. And I think with Garrett, that's not a bad 4 to have. And Arian Smith with better quarterback play, you might get more out of him. So
a couple hundred yards, yeah.
So I'm not, but
yeah.
Get
By the way,
me-
at 44, I could change my pick. I wasn't thinking of this guy. I'll say Dylan Thieneman at 44
Okay.
out of Oregon, the safety.
right.
I really, really like him and his athleticism over there.
I gotta look for the name because it is hyphenated name. The safety, if it's not Basantis, I really like Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
From Toledo?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
6'3". He's got long arms. He can fly all over the field. He's physically imposing. Like, I want that type of guy. If Moore is going to come up, I want that big, long arm guy on your back end who can cover, who can tackle tight ends. It would be nice. And if we can get a tight end to the ground or actually deflect a pass to them once in a while, would be really, really cool.
I would.
Maybe I'm getting too greedy. Connor, tell me calm down. I get it. I know you're
You
supposed
gotta
to
calm
respect your
down.
elders, but if I'm talking nonsense, say it.
Nah, dude, it's
Yeah.
crazy how
Ed
bad
Carroll?
the defense was.
I've presented this scenario where you trade back up with the Cowboys at 12. You give them their 44 back and just say, "Hey, we need Styles. We're not gonna pass on them. We got to move up and get them."
Yeah,
I like Styles that much. I get it with CJ Allen, even Hill from Texas. My favorite.
he fits
play of the
Glenn's
entire
scheme too.
college
Anthony
season-
Hill from
Yeah.
from Texas.
My favorite play that I saw any player make on defense the entire year was in the Georgia game. Texas was getting their teeth kicked in, and Hill dropped, saw the route coming on it like a deep in route, dropped, found the route depth, turned, picked off the ball. I mean, Texas was down by 3 scores, if not more at that point. But just that, I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, that's what I need on the Jets. I need a linebacker smart enough to say, okay, they're going to throw it. I got to get my depth, locate the route, locate the receiver, eyes back to the quarterback, get the ball, catch it. Like, he made it look so simple and so smooth. So I would have no problem with Styles, Allen, Hill. After that, I haven't really looked because I'm right now married to the idea of one of the top 3 guys. Because if we need the captain of our offense, obviously, we need the quarterback, but we also need the captain of the defense. And we're missing that. Sherwood
Yeah.
looks over his head to me. He's not getting guys lined up in time. It's a chess match, right? How many times have you heard Peyton Manning or Tom Brady say that when they played Ray Lewis and the
Mhm.
Ravens, it's a chess match. I'm making adjustments. He's making adjustments. We don't have that. Mosley did that.
Yeah.
You know, Mosley was
That's
the
what
smartest guy on the
Anzalone
field.
could do as well. That's the case for Anzalone as well behind his play. Look, Jamie and Sherwood, Will McDonald, I think these are two guys who had great seasons under Robert Saleh and Jeff Holbrook. No doubt they're good players, but I think the Jets had this fantasy cooked up in their brain that they were all of a sudden going to turn into these every down, all pro type players. And frankly, I just don't think that's who they are. McDonald in particular, this is someone who is a third down pass rusher. There's no way around it. He's nothing more than a Bryce Huff, in my opinion. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, Nick. The Jets could still carve out a role for him. I think that's where Reuben Bain comes into play, because Reuben Bain is an every down defensive end
Yeah.
who could stop the run, who could rush the passer really, really efficiently. That is where he comes into play. Will McDonald is a okay pass rusher who's one of the worst run defending edges in the NFL.
Will McDonald's a guy that's got to have a lead. The offensive line
Yeah.
has to be worn down, and then he's at his best. His sacks, right? Steeler game. We were in that the whole game. He got the sack. He got the 4 sacks against Cleveland. He got the sack late against Flacco in Cincinnati. Like, that's what he does. Like, late in the game, I'd said he should have been the Mariano Rivera. We're going to play low-scoring games. We're going to run the ball. Late in the game, you need to make a play. Will McDonald step up and make a play? We never had that opportunity, especially the last several weeks. So it never came to fruition. Will McDonald, it will be a great player on a team that wins and a team that has leads, and he will get the pass rush opportunities
Yep.
late in the game. He just hasn't gotten that here. So I have no issue with Bain. And then JJ regressing to the number 2 defensive end, which I think would be great. And then if you get a defensive tackle like a McDonald or a Banks, and you put one of those guys next to Briggs, now you're cooking with gas. And now your front 4 is physically imposing, and they can rush the passer, stuff the run, throw guys around, allow your linebackers to run in space and make plays on the ball and get actual tackles for losses. Gator watching the show. Thank you, Gator. Says, can you guys shut up trying to watch the game? And it is a good game. I have it on mute. I keep poking. If you see me looking up to the right like this, that's me looking around the umbrella for the light.
Yeah, I got it down here.
But
Yeah, it's a
thank
good
you,
game,
Gator,
man.
for watching. Thank you, everyone, for
Appreciate
watching.
you.
Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Also, I posted Connor's. I didn't pin it.
Appreciate it.
Give me a second. I will share it again. I
Thank
did
you,
not
thank you,
pin it.
sir.
That's my fault.
No worries.
But go subscribe to Connor if you haven't already. He's doing great work writing for Jets X. Also, it's amazing watching your trajectory, man.
I
over the course
appreciate
of
it.
like 2 years.
Thank you, man.
It's
Thank
really.
you.
And how tall are you now?
I think okay. So when I went to
Wait,
my
every teenager knows how tall they are. You're
Well-
measuring yourself every day on the wall. We know it. I did
Not
it
a-
when I went through my growth spurt.
So when I went to my last yearly doctor's checkup for my birthday, which was September, I was 5'10" and a half. I am convinced now, standing next to certain people, I am convinced that I am 6 foot or 5'11" and a half. I will have to do the against the wall method, but I'm convinced the next time I see you, Nick, whether it's now, I don't know if I'm 6 foot, but I can guarantee you by the next time I see you, whether it's at a training camp practice or at a game next season, I will be 6 feet tall. I can
Oh,
assure you
yeah.
that right now.
I was saying if I see you at Jake's draft party, you'll be 6 foot.
Yeah. There we go. All right. I'm
Oh,
looking-
if you feel someone just chop you in the back of the shin to try to take you down a little, that might be me. If I give you a little calf chop, try to cut you down to size here. God bless you, man. How's baseball? You getting
I
ready for
appreciate it.
baseball? I know you're an elite baseball player.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude, we got the spring season coming up. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back out on the field, man. It's like I'm at the point where it's high school and I'm just trying to go out and have some fun. Like I'm not trying to play in college or anything like that. I just do it
Yeah.
for the love of the game. I had a solid year last year, so I'm just hoping to replicate that, and it's been fun, man. It's been fun. How's everything on
What
your
level
end?
you think you're gonna be playing on?
Sorry?
What level do
Varsity.
you think? Yeah, nice,
Yeah. I
Okay.
think I'll be on varsity this year for sure.
nice. Where you gonna be playing? I know you pitched.
Yeah, no. So the way I define myself as a pitcher, I'm kind of like a tournament arm. Like I'm serviceable in that way, where I can just eat innings and not lose games.
Okay.
But I'm primarily a catcher. I think I'll start this
Oh,
year.
yeah?
I have confidence in myself that I'll be able to start this season. Yeah, but I'm gonna
Nice.
play catcher on varsity. Move
Awesome.
around the infield as well, but that's my main position. Yeah,
Awesome, man. Well,
Appreciate
all the best
it.
to you. You know that.
thank you.
I appreciate you coming on. and
Of course.
we'll connect, and
Hell
I'll
yeah.
come on your show soon. I know we mentioned it, and we got to hammer that out.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to everyone watching. Smash the like, hit subscribe for Nick. You're the best. Looking forward to doing this again sometime soon. Appreciate you having me, and hope everyone enjoys the rest of this game. Go Seahawks, and hopefully the Seahawks take them down. That being the New England Patriots next Sunday. So, nevertheless, appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Nick. Much love to all the Jet fans in the chat, and JTS, baby. Jets, folks. See you later, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Connor.
Boom. Of
Give
course.
Dad my love,
Peace
man.
out.
Tell myself what's up.
You got it. Good night, Nick. See
Right
everyone.
away. Gator with the super chat asking, you scheduling a show during the Super Bowl too? No, Gator. Doing that show in the morning. The Super Bowl show will be the Joe Namath raffle giveaway, which we'll be doing Sunday morning. I got to check. Let me check the schedule right now. I know they put a makeup game in for us with my nephew's team. The 8th. We have a 2:00 game at home. So probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, Super Bowl Sunday morning, we'll do a show. But yeah, shout out to Connor, man. Connor is tremendous. It's really cool to watch somebody that young, that motivated, and pick, I don't want to say a career, but a field, right? That he's in at this age where he's so knowledgeable and he can hold conversations with anybody in terms of talking Jets football. So God bless him, man. All the best to him and all of his endeavors. I am going to take a quick break. I just posted the link. If you want, call in, hit the like button, subscribe. Oh, hold on a second. Another super chat from Gator. Thank you, Gator. Just need to know, so have an extra TV again. All right, whatever. Gator, I want you to be happy because we all know when you're not happy, the world is a lesser place, my friend. So I am going to play a video right now. Let's do this. Let's go here for a second. Oh, we haven't played this one in a minute. All right, enjoy.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I fart. I'm
Jets,
Charles.
Yankees, comics, hip-hop. Nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blowski calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Wild watching that video, knowing I had to change back to the other brand for that one. It's wild watching that video, seeing how much weight I've lost. I've lost almost 75 pounds since that video. We got the Rams driving again. This is just a shootout. This is good football. This is just two good quarterbacks, two great offensive minds calling a game. Good stuff. Maybe one day we'll be there. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just wearing my nice little little mat that I'm wearing that big fella gave me. Ah, boy. So how's your day been there, big dude?
I'm all right. A little upset
Hey,
that the Patriots won. How about you?
you mean the Shitriots? That's their new name. I still can't believe they went and got from 4-13 to what playoff contention.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
I don't know.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna get there eventually, and when we do, they'll be crap in the bed like they always done from the beginning. But we'll be okay. I do like some points that we're gonna have to do. We're going to need new quarterbacks. We can't. I don't see Tyrod staying. He doesn't have it.
No.
He's been big. He's a punching bag. Look at him.
All right.
He's
Why are you
gonna be-
yelling?
he's gonna- what?
It's calm conversation. No yelling. We're winding down here. It's the end of the night.
He's a punching bag. He's like, you could picture him right here, punching bag, and here's everybody. He's gonna get punched around like a piece of meat. We need another quarterback. I mean, we need one more quarterback. I still say if we get Batman Bane, or if we do get Mendoza, we're just gonna have to start looking at options. For number 16, defense. There's your key answer right there. Number 33, we go back to offense. Get some bigger dudes. I'm talking big dudes. 290. I want guys that are 290. They gotta push. They can't do this because then there's a 15-yard penalty. They gotta do this. They gotta learn how to push. Not that hard, girls. George Carlin said it a long time ago.
Oh boy.
You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 good meals, you take 1 good shit, you go back to bed. What's the mystery?
You know what he also
Scooby-Doo's not
said?
here.
You know what?
Scooby-Doo's not here.
You know what Carlin also said at one point? What's with all these names of Kyle and Tucker and Todd? I bet you that Nikki, Bobby, and Vinny will beat the shit out of Kyle, Tucker, and Todd 10 times out of 10.
And 10 times out of 10, Nikki, Vinny, and Tony will beat the shit out of Kyle, Tucker, and Todd.
Thank you for repeating the joke. Are you there? Good point. All right. Michael's not there. He's not working. He tries, though. He'll try again. All right. I missed what happened on the game. Yeah, Clancy, this is what coaches do nowadays. This is why Peyton is not, and the Broncos are not going to the Super Bowl because they didn't kick the field goal in the beginning of the game. We could have went up 10-0. Could have been 2 scores. But no. You try to get cute. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Sean Payton, man. Go kick rocks, dude. Hope someone puts a bounty on Sean Payton. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, who knows? Clancy, they might not. Seattle's been cooking on offense, man. They can maybe just run the game out. And that's why he went for it. Because he's afraid of them just keeping the ball. Big fella says Peyton pulled an Aaron Glenn today with that field goal. I don't get it, man. And you're in a championship game. You take every opportunity to go up 2 scores. Being up by multiple scores, even early in the game, changes the flow of the game, changes how the game is coached, changes how the pressure that you put on the other team. Sean Payton, man. The guy who had the balls to open up the second half of the Super Bowl with an onside kick does that. Take the points, man. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. You know what's not disappointing? When this guy's internet works.
Hey, Nick, you hear me?
I hear you, Mikey. How are you, buddy?
Good. You know who should get an offensive coach? Jeff Garrett. Who used to coach the Cowboys. Jeff Garrett as the offensive coach.
Jeff Garrett?
Yeah. You think so? And the defensive guy we should get Revis Island. Revis Island. You think so? Next time?
Whoever you think, Mikey.
Yeah, I think Seahawks go win the Super Bowl anyways. Sam Donald's gonna be MVP in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be Patriots gonna lose 40-27 against Seahawks.
Nice.
Seahawks beat the Patriots 40-27. You think
right.
so?
Whatever you think,
So how
Mikey.
you
I'm gonna ride
feeling?
with you. I'm not gonna argue with you, Mike.
Yeah, how you feeling today? You had a cold, I heard.
Yeah, I was a little under weather. I'm still down. I got to go clean off the truck tonight. Hopefully,
Yeah,
the
it's
snow and the ice is done here.
yeah. We still have 2 feet of snow here in Vermont.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got my Jets shirt on.
nice. You staying warm?
Yeah, yeah, staying warm, nice and warm. I don't have to go back to work Wednesday, so I'll go back to work on
What
Wednesday.
a fucking catch and run!
Yeah, what's the score in Seahawks game?
It's 31-27 Seahawks. They have the ball. They just got their first down, and they're
All
going to
right,
work on
go
milking the clock.
Seahawks. Go Seahawks.
Gator asks, "Is there a more annoying Pats fan than Dave Portnoy?" See, Gator, in my mind, every Pats fan is Portnoy, and of course, Allen would love Portnoy. Horrible take, Allen. You should
Yeah,
ban you from the
Allen
chat.
loves the Jets. Allen loves the Jets.
He does not.
Hey, Nick, how's
Yes,
Gator
sir.
doing?
Gator's
How's-
good.
Yeah, he's still a Jet fan.
Yes, Gator's still a Jets fan. I think
Alright,
only your
cool,
brother
Gator.
changes teams.
Yeah, I like the Jets since I was born.
Oh,
Since
yeah?
I was, yeah, since 1969.
Good
Yeah.
year. We won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, definitely, Nick. I missed you, Nick, a lot.
I missed you too, buddy. I just didn't. I was sick all week, so I took some time off.
Yeah, you had to take care of yourself. Health comes first. Remember you told me?
Yes, sir.
Health. Yeah.
I say
so
some good things every once in a while, right? I say some
Yeah,
things
I
worth
was
listening
happy
to.
we got to see Connor Lawn on TV with you.
Yeah.
Connor Lawn, he's a cool guy. I love that guy. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, he's a
good-
great kid, man. I can't wait to see the path his life takes. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, me too. He's gonna be the next Boomer. Listen, Boomer on what's it called? What's it, radio station? The next Boomer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna be.
Well, we're boomers, Mikey. We're old. We're boomers.
Yeah, that's true, right? How's
And
your
Mike,
son doing?
stay safe up there. Be careful with the snow.
Yeah, I know. I do. That's my parents told me. Stay safe. Don't drive in the snow.
Yeah, don't. Ooh,
Yeah,
man,
we
this
love
was-
you, brother.
Love you too,
Tell
buddy.
everybody- Yeah,
I'll talk to
tell
you soon.
everybody. Yeah, tell everybody I love them. Everybody on your show, I love them.
Everybody, Mikey loves you. Mikey, they can hear you. You tell them yourself right now. Go ahead.
Okay, I love you guys. You're the best. And I want to chant Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Jets all the way. Next year, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. Yeah, Jets.
Mikey's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? If Patriots fans last year were saying we're going to the Super Bowl, they would have got laughed at. They were 4-13, back-to-back years. They didn't have a coach. They fired their coach after 1 year. A lot of questions around them. And here they are. So maybe, just maybe, it's not so crazy to think you could go from the number 2 pick to the Super Bowl. Folks, we're winding down to the end of the show. I am still a little under the weather. I got to get a good night's sleep. We got snow removal tomorrow morning. So, last call, super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships, doubled tonight. If we get a surge and we get to 20, we'll triple all raffle entries tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But we are getting near the end of this program. We'll maybe ride out to the end of the game, see how this game plays out. I don't know if I have that much time in me. I got to go clear off the truck tonight, which is not going to be fun, but whatever. Got to get it done. I'd rather do it tonight than in the morning. So that brings us to this part of the program.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today, courtesy of Nick Shine.
And from my understanding, we do have the great Boomtown with us this evening. We did not have him with us last night, so we should be in for quite the treat. But start dropping your What Did We Learn? Alan says, I want to call in after the game. Yeah, Alan, I'm still sore. I'm starting to get a little hoarse with my voice too. Yeah, 3 minutes in a football game, it'll take 15 minutes in real life, if not more. So right now, I'm streaming this from the laptop, so I'm probably behind most of you guys. So I'm not going to pretend to do play-by-play, but they're just coming out of the timeout. It's 3rd and 8. Call a big play here, man. Sam Darnold, does he have it in him? Clean pocket. Good throw. That's going to be close. Ball's out. He was down. Did he have the catch? It's tough to see from this angle, the way the TV is angled. Let me know in the chat if you're ahead, which you are. Kevin Tattoos. I learned I'm actually happy that Nick is closing down the show early, so I don't have to hear more Jets hate from Alan. All right, Kev. There you go. I like that, Kev. That's how you turn a negative into a positive. I like that. Well done. Lou B says Boomtown does great work for this community. He absolutely does. Gator. I learned that it's best to start a show during the second most watched game of the year and end it right before it ends just to be a dick. I love you too, Gator. I don't know what I would do without your friendship. Dick. Yeah, it's 2 minutes already and 9 seconds of game has gone off. Then they're going to do a review. Then there's going to be timeouts. Then there's going to be the 2-minute warning. So if someone wants to call in, I'll hang for a few. But big fella with a super chat. That'll keep the show going. Can we all agree, no matter how bad Stidham was, that was not a backwards pass? The ball went backwards, though. From where he was when he got hit to where it landed, it went back like a yard. It wasn't a backwards pass, but the ball popped and went backwards. I hate to disagree with you, my twin, but from where it's like a lateral, right? It's where he got blown back and hit. So he went back like 3 yards. So it didn't look like it at first until they slowed it down. But unfortunately, yeah. Rams with their final timeout with 3:05 left. It's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, Hamo, they did. But big fella, thank you for the super chat. You were in the raffle for 2 entries. Appreciate you, my brother. Trust me, like nobody wants to see the Pats get anything, but I am a purist when it comes to the calls being right. Like I want to see the call be right, no matter who it goes for. Purist, would that be the right word? I'm fair. Like, what would you call that? What would you call that? Oh my God, we're not doing salutes. Eli gifted 5 channel memberships to Frankie Constantino, JT, Fernando Velez, Harvey A. Boucher Jr., and Brooklyn born Len. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate you. You're in the raffle for 10, my friend, as of now. Maybe we'll get that up. That's what she said. If we get a few more gifts, excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Eli, you're the man. I appreciate you, buddy. Hope all is well with you. And I'm sorry that you got that you chose the Sauce Gardner jersey. Kevin Tats and Snowball. I may have an update for you. I'm still waiting for this site to give me the refund. It's ridiculous. This is the downside of. Oh, there we go. There's a pop-up ad. Let me see here. But I may have some news for you guys. I will message you off air. I'll take the 2 first round. But yeah, that makes it better, right? Excuse me. Yeah, it's a little easier to deal with. All right, I'll check that out after. Here we go. We got 3 minutes left. No timeouts. First down. Run the ball. I don't know, man. It really looks to me as if Sam Darnold is going to be starting a Super Bowl against the Patriots. There's not many things that we agree about in this community, and Alan, I'm exclude you from this statement. But the rest of us are all going to be rooting for Sam. Adirondack took a break from shoveling to gift a membership. Thank you, Adirondack. You get 2 entries, and yours went to Double Down 23. Nice. What was the flag? Roughing? It looked like he was about to get hit. What was the flag, Clancy? They're still showing McVay holding. Defense. Damn. That's pretty much the game. There can be nothing left. Wow. Thanks, Clancy. Big fella, I want Sam to finish his story. Yeah, man, I think it would be. I'm rooting for him. I really am. I think he was. I always said it. He was the right guy at the wrong time. And you see that he's got a good team around him. He's got good coaching. He's got good personnel, and he's really grown. And that's why you can't look for a guy to be a franchise savior overnight. It takes time for guys to develop. You know, Stafford heard for years he couldn't win. He couldn't win. He got to a new team and he won. The guy's got talent. You work with him. You build around him. I'm really, really happy for Sam Darnold. I hope they win. I hope they win in a blowout. I hope he throws 5 touchdowns and wins the MVP. I hope he sets Super Bowl records. I hope Sam Darnold has the greatest quarterback performance in Super Bowl history. and then does a big suck it to the Patriots fans. Double down. Welcome. You were just gifted by Adirondack Fly Guy. And ladies and gentlemen, my voice is running out of steam. So it is that time of the show where misclick.
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question, cause Nick's gotta know. Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
And thank you, Gator, for the video. And Gator learned that an idiot in the chat thinks Beast's contract with the Jake Asman show ended. No, but Beast is a friend of the show, and Jake and Gator are very good friends of the show. So can make good things happen. What are you watching?
Now I'm watching this, and I'm also listening to my one band that talks. Oh my God, they did a great job on this.
Say goodnight to everybody.
As they all say, from Bob Barker to everybody, remember to keep those pets sprayed and booted. Come on, everybody!
Boomtown, good sir. Alan, if you want to call in now, do it now. If not, I'm going to kick it to Boomtown. And once we kick it to Boomtown, there's no turning back. I get yelled at. If he submits a what did we learn, I'm going to kill a little time here, Alan, since you're saying the game is over. Kevin Tattoos with a super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you. 2 raffle entries for you, my friend. Alan drinks Cockhorn. Alan, you're saying the game is over in the chat. You haven't clicked in. I know you have a lot of talking to do. Yes, Alan, I'm saying it. Call in. Game's over. All right, let's play Predict Alan's Call. All right, I'll go first since I'm on air. There's no way that Sam Darnold is going to defeat Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. He has no chance. That's my prediction for Alan's Call. They will make him see ghosts again. We got to do the 8 Mile. Predict what Alan says before Alan says it. Eli, the Jets did Sam wrong. Yeah, man. Okay, that's your prediction for Alan. Yeah, Alan won't call in now. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Alan's here.
I love getting the hate. I do. But Nick, you have to admit this, okay?
What?
The Patriots are 17-3 this year. Luck.
Hold
you
on.
Can't.
Hold on. I'm misclicked. I'm trying to go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said the Patriots are 17-3 this year. You can't say it's all luck. You can't.
I'm not saying it's all luck. They're well coached, they're well prepared, and they have squeaked by against lesser opponents, and they've had some very good.
So let me ask a question, okay?
Look,
I don't think it's
wait. Let's wait. You asked me a
Okay.
question. I'm giving my answer.
Sure.
If they have Slater and Alt, are they blitzing the Chargers with that success? No, they're not. You've labeled Alt a Hall of Famer, so you would be going against your own take
Love
that he
him.
would be able to.
I
protect
love him.
Herbert.
I do.
Yes. So they wouldn't have been able to protect him. The Chargers defense did a tremendous job. The Patriots offense did not look good. Then Stroud shit the bed.
He
And
did.
any coach in the NFL and everyone sitting at home knew by halftime you had to make a change. And you only had to make
Well,
the
Aaron
change in the
Glenn
second
wouldn't have
half.
changed. Aaron Glenn wouldn't have taken him out.
5 turnovers, man.
Oh, hold on. He left Justin Fields in the Denver game in London. Yeah, he would have kept him in there.
We didn't have a shit ton of turnovers, though.
Yeah, but he was horrendous in that game.
Yeah.
He would have kept him in. We'll just leave it at that. But okay, I agree with you.
But in that game, on that level, you got to know, right? Like if
I
your
totally
pitcher
agree.
doesn't have it in Game 7 of the World Series, which a playoff game is always a Game 7 in the NFL, If your pitcher doesn't have it, you got to go with somebody else. You can't.
So,
I don't care how big the contract is. I don't care how much you love the player. I don't care if he's your franchise, whatever. When you're that off, you go
yes.
to Davis Mills. Davis Mills would have maybe just ran the offense a little efficiently. Maybe he would have
So
just been better in the cold.
can I ask you a question? If
Yeah.
if they beat Seattle, which I don't think they will, okay, will you change your tune a little bit?
If they beat Seattle, I'll say I was wrong.
Okay. I would be shocked if
I
they
don't
beat
think
Seattle.
they will.
I'd be shocked. They said the early line is 4. That's going to
Seattle giving 4?
Seattle giving 4. I think it's going to go up.
I think it will. I think a lot of people,
Yes.
and I think the line will move. I think you'll see. I think it'll get to 5. I think a lot of people will bet Seattle.
I think it will get closer to 7, in my opinion.
Wow, you think it's
I
going to
think
move 3 points?
I would not be. I think
2 weeks is a lot of time though for maneuver, but 3 points is a lot.
This team is, especially with the way this defense can attack that offensive line. I watched Seattle today. I mean, Stafford was phenomenal, but the way their defense is going to attack May, I'd be shocked if the line doesn't go up to like 6.5. I could see that. I could.
Yeah, I would say 1.5 would move.
And I know you were on the air. Tariq Woolen should thank his lucky stars. He did not cost the Seattle Seahawks a trip to the Super Bowl, because he would have been banned from every restaurant in Seattle. What he did today. But
Remember when Seattle fans were saying he was better than Sauce because he had a bunch of interceptions?
yeah,
Or he had pick sixes. He didn't even have a ton of interceptions, right? He had a couple pick sixes.
is Christian Gonzalez better than Sauce?
Different. I think Christian Gonzalez is better in press man than
Yes.
Sauce. But I think that if you can be a burner, you can get past Gonzalez. And I think you saw Jets get past Gonzalez too this year. But I think that yeah, Sauce is better than Gonzalez.
I think it's close. I think it's close. I think.
But if I
think
want play press man, I'll take
you would-
Gonzalez.
yeah,
But overall, I'll take Sauce.
and he has better hands than Sauce. Sauce would have dropped that ball today, but I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
But again, I keep hearing people saying, just on the draft for a second, you can't take a wide receiver at 2 if you don't think he's a surefire number 1 wide receiver. And I don't think
Wow, they
Cornell
ran the
Tate.
clock out. He didn't get
They
out
did.
of bounds. I know you said you thought the game was over, but it wasn't.
It's over.
Yeah, I didn't see the view that Fox had on Puka
Mhm.
trying to get out of bounds.
And here's my next prediction, because I like to give
Yeah, I
them.
think the ass is down in bounds, right?
If
Nah,
Tom
the
Brady,
shin is down. Shin's down in bounds. Good call by the ref.
Tom Brady should hire Clint Kubiak as the next head coach in Vegas. After what he watched today, he would do wonders with Mendoza. That would be a fantastic hire.
Yeah.
And you don't think Leonard's coming here, right? You don't.
I don't think that anybody I'm very adamant about this. I don't think any young coach with expectations of having a good career
Totally
is
agree.
going to take a job with a lame duck head coach unless ownership comes in and says it's not a lame duck head coach. We're giving him at least 2 years to build this.
I love Luby, but he's like, oh, he'll come because of the money. No, he won't.
You
He's
wanna read
not
this
going to
comment?
come. He's
Out loud.
Oh, I think the Seahawks are going to beat the Patriots.
Okay.
I do. I'd be shocked if they don't.
You'll be happy if the Patriots win because you're Allen.
No, I
but
won't.
you think
I am actually going to root for the Seahawks. I am.
everybody
just
bet the
want-
Patriots. The mush is in. I know what he's doing.
I will not bet the Patriots in the Super Bowl. No.
He's doing
They
his mush, ladies and gentlemen. He knows what to do.
I'm shocked Drake May's in the Super Bowl with this team. Shocked.
I'm floored. Like, listen, you got to win the game. I'll give them credit. They win the game. But I can also look at the games and say this streak of luck with the schedule, with the Chargers offensive line out, with Stroud being that awful, and then them not going to Mills, and then Nick's getting hurt, and then Peyton not taking the field goal from
That
dead
was
center at the
ridiculous.
7-yard line or whatever it was. If
It
you
was
wanted
at-
to
was that
go
the
for
12,
it,
I think? Was that
here's what you
12?
do. You line up with your field goal team, and then you fake the snap, and if they jump, you get the first down. If
But
not,
I
you back
didn't-
up 5 yards and you just kick it.
But what was even worse was the play. The play call was odd when you're rolling out your quarterback when it's 4th and 1. It was strange.
He called it like he still had Knicks.
Yeah, really odd. Very. Some of the play calling today was strange, but again, it's hard to coach when you can't see what's in front of you. But I give the Patriots credit, man. They were opportunistic, and May, when he needed to, May was not great today passing the ball, but he ran the ball extremely well,
he was
and that's what
terrific.
makes him effective.
Yeah. And I was angry watching the game that the Broncos continuously did not have a spy on him in big
They did
moments.
not.
And they didn't. And he took advantage of it. And
Yeah.
they didn't stunt their linemen to help protect that and close those lanes. And I felt like they were almost running routes to open up the middle for him at times, where it wasn't a draw, but it was delayed design runs.
But again, going back to Leonard for a second, why would he take this job? I know people. It's pretty much right now one of the open DC jobs.
I don't
The
think he
only
will.
way he takes this job is somehow, some way, he's guaranteed to be the next head coach if Glenn fails.
And you can't do that.
And
with
you
the
can't
Rooney
do
Rule.
that.
You can't structure a contract like that.
You can't.
You can't do that in the NFL with the Rooney Rule.
So I could see him going back to Denver for another year and wait till another coaching cycle. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Wink, and it could be Wink and Reich. I really do. And it's sad to say that.
What do you do though with Reich? Like, I mean,
I don't understand that one either. But again, I liked Reich 5
everything
years
that we
ago.
saw.
Yeah.
And Michael Nania had a really good tweet that who are you going to bring in that's better? The route separation rate that the Jets had was 4th in the NFL.
Yeah.
It was 4th in the NFL, which means a good quarterback would execute the scheme because receivers are open, right? Like that's the simple way to break it down. And how are you not guaranteed to get that with a new scheme? I just don't get it, man.
And unfortunately, I truly believe with Glenn back and with him in charge, which I think he is, I would not be surprised if Simpson's the pick at 16. I really am not.
No, God.
It would be awful, but
He's
I would not be surprised.
He's inexperienced. He regressed as the season went on. The more film that people got on him, the worse he played. I can't take that
But
guy.
he would be the excuse for them not succeeding this year.
Hi, Jen. Go Hawks,
Hi,
baby.
Jen.
You're right.
He would be the excuse for them not succeeding this year. And he would use that as an excuse if they go 5-12 to Woody that, oh, this was a 3-year plan no matter what. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope they're a smarter organization and builds the roster before taking a quarterback in the first round. But again, this is not a smart organization. It's just not. It's hard to, again.
Luck matters, man. You see it with the Patriots. Luck matters.
It does.
Again, the scheduling luck factors in. Your quarterback, the number 1 seed in the conference, breaking his ankle on the game-winning drive matters. Like there's factors to it, right? Like if Sam Darnold falls down a flight of stairs today, getting off the plane and breaks his elbow, that's luck matters. And it sometimes it factors in life. So Leonard Williams, I know he's just mentioned in the chat. Leonard Williams was always great. As a
Jason
Jet,
Myers.
You know what I mean? He did the right thing. Again, it was the right player at the wrong time. When it was time to get these players paid, we weren't ready to win, so we moved on. But Leonard Williams, Sam Darnold, they were always great. They said the right thing. They did the right thing when they were here.
They had
How
no
can you
chance.
not root for them, right?
They
If
had
you're a
no
Jet fan, all right, how can you not root for these two guys, especially against the Patriots? If they were playing Houston, I don't care. Root for a good game. But now that they're against the Patriots, man, I'm going to make the kids break out their Darnold jerseys.
But Nick, you know what? You know why the Jets are a laughing stock and why they're never going to win in our
Alan, I
lifetime?
wanted to end the show. You're going to start a 3-hour segment.
This is it. This is the last comment. The idea that Leonard Taylor tipped that ball on the kick is why the Jets are the Jets. The
We
reason
gifted
why
you Drew Bledsoe getting hit by Mo. Now we gift you the middle finger of Leonard Taylor as he gives the middle finger to us.
And I do recall a couple of years ago when the Jets beat the Patriots in that meaningless Week 18 game, and the Jet fans went crazy. And all I thought was, oh my God, Drake May's going to the Patriots. But that's the Jets. That's why the Jets are the Jets. The Jets are a laughing stock. And until things change, they're always going to be a laughing stock. And again, people hate Dave Portnoy. And I watched his video today, and he's a cocky bastard. But you know what? He's a piece of shit. But you know what? I don't blame him for laughing, because I don't think in the wildest dreams he ever thought the Patriots were going to go to the Super Bowl.
That's the
no one did.
You know what? Bring up that asshole and piss me off. I gave up pizza because of him.
I appreciate it. Nick, it's been a pleasure. And again, I think Seattle wins the Super Bowl. But again, if the Patriots win, I can't hear
early score prediction. Go. I'll give one too. Early score prediction.
34-17.
Oh, wow. I'm 31-16. I'm close. I'm 31-16.
I think they blow them out.
I think that the Seahawks defense is just too much.
And by the way,
the Patriots offense did not do much.
Nothing.
You know, Stroud gave the game over. They didn't do much in that game. They didn't do much in this game. Even before the snow started, they were horrific on offense.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that's luck. And I think the Seahawks are a buzzsaw right now.
And by the way,
whoever won this game, this was a Super Bowl right now. So Gator, I hope you had the 2 TVs because you watched the Super Bowl tonight.
By the way, JSN's a pretty good player too.
A little bit. Yeah.
That's why the Jets are the Jets. The Jets can't pick right. They just don't. They just can't. They just don't know how to. Yeah. He was right in their hands, and they picked Will McDonald. But that's why they're the Jets. The Jets are the lovable losers until they're not.
Well, Michael Mayer was also an option, the tight end from Notre Dame.
That's
so. I mean, we didn't get it completely awful, right? Yeah. We took the second of the 3 options.
Yeah,
not bad for us. That's pretty good. Usually we take the 4th of the top 3 options.
That's true. Always a pleasure, Nick.
All right, buddy. Be good, man.
Pats will lose by multiple scores. I really believe it. I'd be shocked.
Wednesday. I might be on before Wednesday, but for those of you watching, Wednesday, 12:30, I'll be on with Matt O'Leary. He'll be joining me this week. He was supposed to join me last Wednesday, but I got upper respiratory infection and was down for the count for several days. So Matt was nice enough to reschedule for this week. So we'll have him.
I can't wait for the Wink Martindale press conference. I can't. It's going to be exciting. It will. Always a pleasure, Nick.
You can't just end on the good note. We ended on agreeing with the Seahawks.
I'm an asshole.
Winning.
That's my.
Our scores were very close. There was good synergy, and you got to be like, you know what, Alan? This is what I can't even. Damn it. Hold on, Alan. Say something nice. I need 5 seconds.
I can't. What? I can't say anything nice. Again, I'm rooting against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Being the fact that I'm rooting against the Patriots, you know the Patriots are going to win. And Mayday going to the Super Bowl year 2 with a first-year head coach. God bless him. Have a good one.
Alan, this is what happens every time I let you on the show.
That guy fucked me twice. He fucked me twice. And again, I like 27-year-old guys and under. I do. That was pretty fun. That's what I said that because people want to sign Alex Anzalone at 32 years old. Please. No. Thank you very much.
All right. That's you. Sometimes you need to bring in someone to stabilize and lead, you know, and sometimes it's worth that investment, a short-term deal for an older guy to help
3 years, $45 million. You going to give him that?
No.
But that's what he's going to get.
At 32?
Yes.
We'll get it elsewhere. I would rather just draft Styles or Allen or Hill and move Sherwood to off-ball.
And sign Leo Chanel, who's 25 years old. That would be fine.
Do that. You're going to pay bigger money. I would rather build a young
I'm fine
defense.
with a 25-year-old than a 32-year-old. This team is not even close to being mediocre.
If you tell me I can't get Styles at 16, then I would go Bain, McDonald, and then I would jump up at the end of round 1 to get CJ Allen for the 5th.
I agree with the second.
And if you do that move, I am ecstatic because now you got a presence in your front 7. And now
I don't agree with the first pick, but I agree with the 2nd and 3rd pick. I would take Reese at 2. I would.
Well, then you should want Wink for defensive coordinator.
I think
don't want
Wink.
Wink will love
Reese.
Reese.
Could work with him.
Reese's blitzing ability screams Wink Martindale system.
Reese has the highest upside, and I think Bane worries me because he's more of a tweener inside out. I think Bane would be a guy I'd draft if I'm drafting 5th or 6th. I'm not taking Bane at 2. Unless the team comes up and wants him and like Cleveland trades up and gives up his first rounder, that would be fine.
Oh
but
my
I'm taking Reese.
If Cleveland wants to trade up, if Cleveland wants Reese,
yes.
If they want to pair Reese and Garrett together and say they're gonna ride out one more year and try Shedeur before the 27 quarterbacks hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes. Because now you go back to 6. Maybe you get Bane there. If not, you get Falk. You get a physical, imposing presence on the edge, which I would love. Or you could take one of the receivers. All right. But now you got 16, 24, 33, 44 to really just add. And we need talent, man. Like I'm not going to be mad about adding premium talent. Just take best player available every goddamn pick.
Watch for Ty Simpson in 16. I don't want it to happen, but I'm telling you.
Stop it.
I spoke it right now. Okay.
34-17
Seahawks. Have a good one, man.
Later, buddy. Next up, Philly Noodles. What up, dog?
It's good, man. How you doing?
How are you? Did you clean shaven yesterday? What the fuck? You a chia pet?
No. Nah, man. When I put some stuff in my beard and it like gets all situated. I'm probably.
Clancy, I'm not mad at this. Real quick, I'm sorry. Clancy, I wouldn't be mad at this at all. I think if Wink Martindale becomes our defensive coordinator, I would absolutely 100% believe Reese is the pick because everything Wink wants to do on defense, bringing pressure, moving guys around, coming from different angles, and just it's Reese screams Wink Martindale player.
I mean, and that's if he gives him that much credibility, meaning Glenn gives him that much credibility and notoriety to say, yeah, you can help select that guy. That's where I'm kind of, you know what I mean? I'm kind of at loss of what's going to happen. Obviously, Wink's he's a hell of a character, and his words are going to be noted. But they could bump heads right there, draft night. You know what I mean? Like, boom, right at who the fuck we're taking. I think that Ty Simpson thing, I think that's not happening. I think
no.
I think the whole purpose of the Jets and Glenn with his approach of it's going to take time, hold on to the rope, is because they're not drafting a QB at 16. Like he's not. I don't think Moogie's that stupid, knowing that his job could be on the line if he does something that dumb. I think the smarter part would be to see what shakes with Kirk Cousins. Obviously, we already know what time it is. And, or Mariota, or if they're, silly enough and they go with a Kyler Murray situation. I don't know. But 16 QB, no, that's crazy. I think Lemon or Tate. If you did like a Tate at no, you can't do Tate at 2. You can't. It's if Lemon falls, because they're saying, I think someone came out and said there's 11 wide receivers they feel that are top 50 in the draft. I forgot which analyst said that. He has 11 wide receivers in the top 50, which I think is fucking crazy.
I'm going to pull it right now and see.
That's what they
all right, so I'm on Tankathon. Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Lemon. Boston, Concepcion. Chris Bell, who tore his ACL and is going to miss almost all of his rookie year from Louisville, but tremendous talent. Jeremy Bernard, Elijah Sherratt, Zachariah Branch. That's 9, and that's 50.
Yeah, so some
Brazel
analysts have a couple
Tennessee
extra.
is 51. Jacoby Lane is 56, and then Omar Cooper Jr. 60.
Correct. And that kid gets open too. So like you can't tell me that you have to take a wide receiver at 16. Like that's the whole point, right? Like this draft has been loaded with wide receivers from what everyone's been saying at the beginning of the year. So I'm okay with double dipping into defense if the defense was the biggest weakness. The quarterback, the one piece of the chessboard you need to never go down, being the king, was Fields, and he was trash, right? Yeah. So like you were saying, the separation with what we got, it's not like Enstrand, it's not his fault that the quarterback was Justin Fields. It's what he had to work with. And then Cook obviously was trash. We know that now going forward. We just have to look at it at that light. I don't think QB at 16 obviously makes sense at all, and I think they're not, dumb enough to go with that. You'd want a high-end receiver, but if you can if you can land Dobbs or Pierce or figure something out, get another pass catcher and then, grab – I heard Jeremy Bernard is a good comp for somebody who gets open all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know,
Words
dude.
hurt, love bites. Love bites. Words hurt, man. That is how you kick in the door coming in the chat like that, man. That was me. Leany says,
man.
yay for Sam. I think overall Jets fans are happy for Sam, right? Sam did nothing wrong. It's not like he was an asshole. It's not like he was like rude or just a bad person or in trouble off the field, nothing like that. And I think I was one of them. A lot of people were hurt when Douglas wanted to move on. I said you keep Sam and you take Sewell or you take Chase.
Yeah.
And you just build around Sam because there was no talent there.
Yep.
And
correct.
Not that saying that we would be at this point, but I think that building around Sam was the right thing to do.
What was it? Robbie Chosen? That was his best receiver?
Yeah.
Thinking
he had
that shit.
Jamison Crowder. He had Jamison Crowder. I think he had Brett Perryman one year.
Dude, Perryman.
Mims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mims. Classic Joe Douglas. Mims is it. He's going to work. I guarantee you. It's Mims. So that's my thing. I looked at my fiance. She was sitting next to me as we were watching the game. And I'm like, damn, look at Sam. She's like, every time with the Jets. She's like, it's just like an ex-Jet, right? I said, yeah. I said, you know what the saddest part is? They had him, and people don't realize. So the biggest takeaway you can have every year from anyone who analyzes football is obviously the quarterback is the most important position, because when you do it wrong and don't correct it quick enough, it lasts through systems. We made a mistake getting rid of him, and it's now costed us how many years? Since 2020, 21?
Yeah, 21.
Dude, that's 5 years, bro. You're set back. It is what it is. So you got to get it right and go from there.
I'll rehash this tape real quick, and then I gotta end the show.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
2018, we draft Arnold. 2021, we draft Zach. 2023, we make the trades for Rodgers. And then we're going to have to draft another quarterback in 2027. So over the course of a decade, you've used premium picks 4 times for the quarterback. And then you went Becton, and then you went AVT, who was supposed to be a tackle. And then you went Olu, and then you went Membo. 4 times you've addressed the offensive line. So 8 premium picks have gone into the quarterback and tackle.
Sure.
Now you take, say you hit 3 of them, 5. Now you're missing a premium wide receiver, a monster defensive tackle, a middle linebacker, a defensive end, a safety. You're missing premium players elsewhere because you've tried so many times.
Sure.
And now you're devout of talent everywhere.
That's right. That's right. Dude, that's the best way you can look at it. You realize you could set in just 2 bad mistakes, 3, you can set yourself back a decade.
Yeah.
Easily. If your whole fucking system is shit. Meaning from the top down. Meaning, if you fucking can hear anybody and hear this video, hear everybody, go hire a president seeing everything. Please, dear God in heaven, because you're about to just continue this bullshit forever. I don't know. That's all I got. That's the truth.
Yeah, when's the wedding?
Oh, I don't know, man.
So I asked the tough questions here on the show.
No, hey.
What's for dinner?
Man, when that money comes through, man, this shit ain't cheap. Period.
That's Seattle to win. There you go.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. I'm telling you, I have some, real quick, I'll share with you. I had some crazy futures for the NFL awards. I have 3 different ones going, or 2 different ones. And one of them, I have JSN winning, Vrabel winning Coach of the Year. It's a close scenario that might happen for me. I think if that hits, I hit for 27,000.
Vrabel wins Coach of the Year, right? You took a 4-13 team and you flipped them.
I hit for 27,000, bro. 27,000.
If Vrabel wins Coach of the Year?
It's a parlay of 4 or 5 different things. Yeah, I hit 27,000.
Oh, wow. What are the other
$10.
ones? I think JSN's Offensive Player of the Year, right?
Yeah. One was Ibuka. I think that one has Ibuka in it. The one I have has Ibuka in it for Rookie of the Year, which I think might go to Dart now, or like Shuck or some shit. I think Dart's in there, so I might go to Dart. But I did 2 different ones. I'm gonna get back to you on that. After the NFL awards, if you see me with a face that's just extremely elated, and I said you were $100 fucking, you know what I mean? you know I hit.
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, let's go.
Good luck to you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll talk soon,
All right.
buddy. Be good.
Later, brother. Yep.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I have everything. All right. Now it's the last call. Super chats, gifted memberships. Thank you to Eli for 5, Adirondack for 1, all the super chats, Big Fella, Kevin Tats, Gator, Mike These Nuts, Kevin Zwicker. Appreciate all of you. But it's that time. We'll play it again.
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question, cause Nick's gotta know. Canada's taking names, Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now, what did we learn today?
And if you are curious about any of the shows I'll be doing for the next 2 weeks, Patriots Hate Party, baby. Patriots Hate Party. God, man, those people are awful. Most racist region in the entire goddamn country. Why do they get success in sports? They don't deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, Boomtown, please, if you would, inform everyone. What did you learn today, good sir? And drop it like it's hot. Oh, man. Also, hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. We try to hit 100 on the Saturday and Sunday night shows. Next Sunday, I got Matt O'Leary on Wednesday at 12:30. Next Sunday, the 1st, I got Gunny joining me. I'll work on a guest for Saturday. So keep your eyes open for shows during the week. I'm probably going to take a day or two, let my throat, and I'm definitely not going to do a show tomorrow. Oh, man, tomorrow's Monday, and I'm out of work early. All right, maybe. Boomtown learned there may be a cold water shortage in the Avatar house tonight. Meteorologists need a bigger voice in the dressing room. The Jets need to get the meat this year. Bonus, Allen wants guys 27 and younger. Connor Long lives in ignorance of his height. Beast has a special way of delivering a joke told 10 seconds earlier. Every Pats fan equals Portnoy. This is why you're one of one, Boom. Appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're moving up. We're getting new subs every day. Welcome to all of you joining the show, whether it's during the show, after the show, from a short. Appreciate all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out. God bless. Have a good night. And with everything going on in the world, just be good to one another. It's okay to have differences. It's okay to have a different opinion from somebody. It doesn't need to lead to craziness in the world. That's all. Simple. Simplicity. I forgot where the end stream button is. But we'll play another Blitz song on the way out. I'm tired. I've been on NyQuil for 4 straight nights. And good night, everybody. God bless.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his promise, Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube if you don't know. The Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.